before we saw teams head over to Masters Madrid, and Leviathan just did not have a good time. So maybe fixing up a few of those. We also get the changes, like you said, from C9. Rooney back in the mix. Moose there, we saw him enter onto the stage. Looks like he's loving it already. And Rooney with that Sheriff again. If you cast your mind back, you have to remember he is a demon with that Sheriff. Oxy as well is going to be holding one to start us off.
And Leviathan's looking to fight as well. Look at them, they have 4 ghosts to work with. So they're going to try to work together to try to get these trades. Inching now to start things off on this B site.
A slow push. They're going to get some space for free here. Pistol wall, pistol round, Sage wall is huge. C9 can easily gain the space they need, get that wall up, and really give Leviathan hell on trying to get back in here after this plant. See how the Cove play goes. Actually, no Cove to be used here. It's just going to be the wall game.
Just waiting for the high tide to come down before C9 can start executing the retake attempt. Nice little cascade being pushed forward, so Leviathan wants to fight forward in the side. Vanity draws first blood onto Com, but it gets quickly traded out, holding down the grounds towards this B site. All of C9 has currently fallen down, and Leviathan get the first pistol.
Leviathan taking all the space that they were offered, encroaching on those walls, getting in Cloud9's face, and able to make it up close and personal to start off those first fights of the round. Little buys all around. 2 ghosts are going to be saved there as money's on the mind of Leviathan as we get into our second round. Rooney, Sheriff again. Why not? It's just every time I think about it, he sold it out, but just Rooney fracture plays, other ones. Big reason I think C9 had such a decent eco round as well with the way the team used to play it.
And also Rooney joining this roster adds an extra voice to the team too.
Absolutely.
Even doubled IGLing with Vanity, calling the mid rounds while Vanity is still at the helm with the macro. And to start things off, he was trying to find information early. 1v1 against Tex, but he's gonna fall.
Yeah, Leviathan expecting the lurk, not giving Cloud9 really any extra information on those extremities, but this mid push could avail. Give them a few frags here as they move towards that turret. Spotted out, but they don't stop just yet.
Sorry. Timmy saw a few, and all of Leviathan will start using a little bit of util and realizing that the A side is open. So this will be a pretty free plant.
Yep.
Trying to take down Tex would be kind of nice, though. All these 3 now pivoted towards that bottom mid, but Tex, 2 for his troubles on the lurk play on B side. This is a great start as well for the Killjoy on Leviathan's side.
Any exit frags here? Mazzino very close to some kills. May go hunting a little bit with somebody on the help. Nos Boss with 1. Never bad to get that Blade Storm up either. So just a wait out here for C9, wanting to go down mostly to this spike, but they may get found out before it happens. So Leviathan grabbing the first few, coming out strong. Moose getting on the board as he's picked up by Mazzino. And this will be the round that really starts to tell us what C9 have in store on this defensive side with this Sage comp, with how they might run against it. Having the Sova is huge here, Vansili, because if all those walls go up and Leviathan does want to push forward, a nicely placed dart from Rooney or a good drone can just wash that out, and C9 could be spraying down their opponent.
And in this bonus round for Leviathan, though, what's really important this time, too, is trying to potentially get the Reckoning out ASAP for Mazzino, because that's going to help really clear out the side or play the post plant when they have technically lower weapons against C9. Still 2 rifles to work with and a Guardian, which is still pretty strong in the hands of Lev. Already dashing forward for the early info, trying to lean towards a B-side split and trying to get the orb control potentially.
A quick different look, right onto tube. They back off. Just trying to make C9 think a little bit here on their bonus round. And a lot of attention is being sent up. That's B long here. Drone, move forward. They're going to dart, and it's all a ruse so far.
Right.
As they position themselves over towards A. So Leviathan really trying to mess with how C9 might be positioned on this round.
But for C9, look at them. All 5 are grouped down towards the middle.
Yeah.
Boiler, map, screens. Just trying to go for the faster rotate in a 5-player. Quicker retake if they can.
Yeah, they are favoring the lean. Anchoring site now as they get in under 1 minute to go on this round, so everybody's trying to get into a position that would matter on that first blood.
Right here, important. The lurk coming out on the A side, the execution on B though for Leviathan. Tex trying to lurk around.
Boom.
We'll catch Zeppa on the rotate, and look at that, all of Leviathan right after. Let's go for the full rotate back towards the A site. They have full A site control too in C9. They're just going to have to wait it out.
Yep.
30 seconds
Early
left.
placed orb up, they cross back, and Leviathan has done such a good job so far to work the map. They go fast towards mid, which obviously is going to make weight. both almost pushing in here. Tech's ready to defend.
And with that plan, Mazzino has a Reckoning available. Planet for a long-range battle where Calm was looking towards Belt, but he looks to be the late lurk. Something that's a signature move here for Calm himself, while the rest of them are holding aggressively inside the A site. High Tide comes out off the next refresh, and that's going to make it even harder for their last two players of C9 to try to move inside A. Attempt to try to save weapons. Calm trying to find these kills. Rooney looking for these exits to save his weapon. And there's that double swing. Nice info for Calm. Mazzino with the swing out. Moose cannot connect the shots, and finally does so until he gets picked off here by King.
That alarm bot looked off, but it also looked like he was able to creep by it. A little pushback for Moose there due to the positioning at the end. Allows a creep mid, and a great round from Leviathan. Full guns now as they come into this low buy from C9, and the Reckoning is up from Mazzino. So if they need to be sure to secure this round, they can. And we already see what this slow play, this lurk is offering for Leviathan against the rotations of Cloud9.
And the thing is, he had it for the previous round and didn't even need to use it. So it shows right now from like that first round to the third round that in these post plants, Leviathan, despite them playing double controller, and you're thinking you're going to play lineups and spam, they're actually fighting forward inside the site, playing within these walls and not allowing C9 to really rotate together and flood back in the site.
Orb denial almost every round. Cascade and a Viper Molly put there as Oxy starting to come online a little bit as he gets a shot right down onto King. So the walls are out in that sense, up to Mazzino and the Reckoning, so we may just see that here for them to get by. And I'll be damned if it's not going to be another C9 eco here. They start off 5v4 now. Can they convert it?
Yeah, and that's definitely something you want to see coming out of your star Fragger and Oxy. The first one now using him as a winning condition. Finding first contact and gets a pick with the Sheriff is a great start for him on that side. That said though, Leviathan's playing this very cautiously. Reckoning being used against the eco of C9 because they're at a demand disadvantage.
Absolutely.
Clears out the site, trying to get the walls up. Molly to put Vanity out towards the back of Snowman as Moose is looking to help out as much as he can from the top of the bridge. Yet, we have not seen Leviathan move in for a plant yet. They're just trying to clear it out first. Orb to come up, a lean towards the hallway of Kitchen, but cannot get that contact.
So much chaos.
Yeah, Comj actually just got a pick there onto Oxy, so that's gonna make it a little bit easier. Giuseppa finally came in for the rotate. Really long range with that beautiful Sheriff. And now Mazzino off the plant is alone. 4 players now squeezing in. Rooney with the wall bang on the Sheriff, and of course he has to be him with the Sheriff. And C9 score first through a Thrifty.
And that is the Rooney we remember. The team comes in beautifully distracting, never fully peeking, but baiting out the peaks of Leviathan and never fully giving up the kills, which means Leviathan's forced to just continuously scrunch together. Zeppa finally gets the flank, but Oxy started it off with that one.
What a shot, top pipes.
Yeah, King even surprised on that one.
30 seconds
Definitely
left.
recognized it.
One enemy remaining. Spike.
Another one after that too to get them into the site. Oxy operator online for the low armor. So they're going to look to put Leviathan down as soon as they want a site and see if they can get some hits here. It's going to be a push onto pipes quick here. Both Zeppa, everybody up. Orb not denied this time, so they should be well aware this is more of a B hit than not.
Exactly, especially when on the other end here, Vanity sees this Cascade being pushed up by Mazzino on the other end. It's the call for C9, it's safe for you, technically, to move out towards the A site to pick up that orb. Rooney is 1 away from the Hunter's Fury right after that, and instantly rotates to support the rest of his teammates on this B site, rather.
Now it becomes this game of how can Leviathan start to mess with C9. It's going to be a B hit on this one, but there's mid to be played with. Alarm bots, turrets, they can hit that. A lot of what Leviathan did in the first few rounds got C9 disjointed from these early positions they're able to be safe in right now and feel good about the defense.
Exactly that, because you look at their positions too, a drone to look out at the 50-second mark, but they're playing passively towards this B site, but still in a position where they could actually add enough pressure to give a chance for the others to rotate around, and that's pretty much their game plan, it seems, in this first half to play on this B site. So there's finally the execution at the 34-second mark. Leviathan's trying to move in, and because they had the op posted up on the A side, they know there's no lurk, so all of C9 currently rotating towards B. Plant attempt coming down, Mazzino is going to get it at the default spot. King pushed all the way up now, trying to wait for this High Tide to come down towards Snowman.
Toxins going up.
This looks almost impossible for C9.
Well, maybe doable now. It has to come down to these trades. Beautiful orb to get away as Mazzino gets the pick onto Vanity. Advantage coming out now for the attackers, Leviathan. And it does seem, with this Hunter's Fury that's currently being held towards the garage by Com, it might help solidify the round. But the wall comes out on the defense. Here's the Hunter's Fury out on the attack. Nobody on the spike yet. But there's only 2 players left, but it's a 2 versus 2. Actually doable now. Aspas is low on HP. A tap on the spike first. The recoil dart misses, so you're forced to hand, but unfortunately there's not enough time. The last 2 players of C9 had to fall back, and Leviathan will still get the round.
LEV pushing through. What a war that happened once those walls finally went down. But I think that shows you, tried and true, what the walls continuously do. Viper's wall's up, then Harbor's wall's up, and all C9 could do was look at the walls for a bit, not too much. Rooney's dart actually went out very early, so there's 40 seconds of kind of wondering. We don't really have a way to quickly flash through either to break this wall and get into the next quadrant. So a little pause there was all Leviathan needed from C9 to make sure they got away with that one. They're very careful about hitting this A side now. They've actually gone away from trying to just deny that orb. Playing a little more quiet default set from the attack side now, Leviathan is.
Oh, this is an aggro play from C9 though. Already the up trap, or sorry, the going through the rappel, gets towards the belt. Oxy has a very aggressive positions while the other 2 are pushing towards the tower. Ooh! Well, looks like they were ready for that for Leviathan.
I was gonna say, if they don't come to you, you go to them, but Leviathan immediately ready for it. And now they are forced to back. That is not a good sign for C9. Leviathan are reading just about everything they're trying to get a hold of. They're trying to position themselves for, and now we'll move up towards A here.
And that op is up for grabs too if Aspas wants to pick it up, but we'll have to see what the game plan is for Leviathan.
Yeah.
Will they still want to use him to try to create that space? Again, double controller very hard to do with, and it gets an insta-dink and a wall bang onto Rooney, who looked like he was maybe staring at his radar for a split second and gets punished right away. So that opens up the A site, and that might be an immediate call to see. I mean, look at Zeppa. He's already running back towards that B site. And Leviathan, well, looks like they're going to get a freebie here.
This is such a good wall. These walls we see from Leviathan here allows so much room for Aspas to float back and forth between 410 onto screen. That little sliver we saw on the Harbor wall that lets him get a frag if anybody walks into screen's area. It's so hard to defend against somebody that's coming at you that fast, and how sure and confident Aspas is to take each fight.
Yeah.
You see A site having to be dropped almost each time here. And a big one here, Aspas as well, to open it up with a few kills and get him into sight.
Now you see the real value of the orb too, right? They threw it up on the A tower so that he can't get wall bang from spawn. A high tide to not allow players to run through from the spawn. And leaving Leviathan, they're hunting down C9. Trying to keep the guns away and keep the guns out of the hands of the C9 roster, but it seems to be okay now after this wall came through. 3 will stay alive as they lost 1, but they lost a huge op in Oxy. Thankfully, he has a Blade Storm to work with in round number 7.
Yep. It can play a little bit more aggressive with that. You know, it's kind of the idea. You're like, oh, you did go down with the op. It does suck, but going with the Blade Storm next, a few more ultimates. They're trying to put every advantage.
On his seat,
of course
just chilling out, and then gets in the server, activates, and gets his ace.
You gave him time to ramp up.
Get out of my way.
This is why. Just floating around.
Oh my.
Floating around.
Yep.
Whew. Yeah, that. Emotions everywhere from Aspas, just hitting shots. Round 8 comes in now, and right back to pipes, right back to C9's face here today.
Silver lining, still a weapon. A gun round for a C9 operator. Once again online as Moose falls in the beginning from the hands of King. At least got some information that there's a few bodies from Leviathan, and Leviathan also notices that. So they're trying to pull back now. Maybe even rotate back towards the B site where there's only Vanity.
One of the first kitchen works we have here coming from Tex. This has been covered by a lot of the Killjoy utility for Moose in previous rounds, but they've seen it now. They have the option.
Exactly. There was no KJ utility, but at least a body to spot it. So Moose using a lot of that util to try to find late information towards the A site. Deniability with the util towards Jenny. And then going head-to-head against Tex, but gets a little bit of damage. A heal up here from Zeppa. Leviathan are looking to regroup with King for a double pump back towards the A site. Off angle held and won by Zeppa. Immediately gets traded out by Tex. And here's the delay round. 20 seconds left on the round. Alarm bot, double nanos, gets to pick on the Tex. With 13 seconds left, Calm low HP, attempts to go for a plant. Moves trying to find a timing, but with the cloudburst, gets away. Oxy with a knock kill onto Mazzino, leaving only a damaged Calm and Aspas at full HP to play the post plant. Updraft missing the pipes, at least trying to look back towards the screens. Recon dart coming out from Calm, spotting one player, and he's even going on a flank. So you're putting a lot of responsibility on Aspas now. Beautiful headshot onto Oxy. First tap on the spike, an attempt of a stick by Vanity. A spray as Rooney gets the pick onto Calm. No defusal as Aspas gets the pick, but then Moose moves forward to trade it right back. And C9 will get the defuse.
Moose coming up with a big kill there. Ultimate as well for the Killjoy. And yeah, round 8 starts to flip back a little bit. Leviathan still have a good amount of padding here with 4 rounds up, but this is Cloud9 feeling a bit more comfortable on the map now. Also, being C9's pick here, we see why Leviathan wanted attack. You know, you grab a handful of rounds, you feel good, you might catch a team while they're cold, and Leviathan had a plan in those first few rounds as they went from site to site, back and forth, especially bonus round where they go to tube and they came back. So really cool of Leviathan here to start on attack and know they could go for the throat right away. But C9 is now trying to put something in action. They're getting more aggressive.
All right, Oxy's trying to bait it out. Beautifully done.
It is.
Breaks the turret, gets away so that Zeppa can get the kill from the tower. So Tex falls, and that's an early advantage for Cloud9.
They reset. Another 5v4 round. We saw the eco round they had with Sheriff start 5v4, and they turned it. So spells good things when they do have full guns. That operator ready to focus on mid. And they do have clear on A. Vanity usually has not been playing yellow, so let's see how C9 tries to play it now.
So break the alarm bot for Calm to start things off. Cascade to move out, and first contact, again, Vanity falling back here to play inside the site. They do have a lockdown to work with here, so they might let Leviathan move in for a plant. Calm moving up, trying to find a timing, but Moose greets him at the bridge.
That's huge.
2 players now on the advantage for Cloud9. Bubble being drawn up. King with the lurk, looking back towards Boiler and wins that fight against Rooney. Manages to escape as meanwhile we do have the plant from Leviathan. Aspas pushing forward, dropping Vanity. They can't get position right now for C9 to get the lockdown as Moose rotated all the way over towards Orange. There's only 2 players left though, Mazzino and Aspas. And those may be the only 2 players you need. The jiggle out, nice shot by Oxy. Mazzino alone, headshot onto Oxy on a 1v1. Oh, he just caught Moose, gets the dink, and then the kill. There was an opportunity there for him to come back, but Mazzino still wins the Red Bull clutch.
Incredible play by King. I think you got to mark it there. That kill in mid is Rooney coming in with the dart. Everything that sees behind the walls of Leviathan's defense. As soon as that happened, it slowed down. Leviathan had a chance to then work the angles without worry of util getting dropped in. These first few kills, so good, but it just came down to this play. Boom. Rooney would have been able to come in and I think help reveal the entire site. Great job inside by Mazzino. Cannot deny those frags. One on Oxy and another kill out Moose. All right, back towards A. This denial onto the alt orb again. It's been a handful of rounds since we've seen this quick play. Usually it's just been Leviathan on the W.
Gets an insta heal. Oxy tries to run back out with the Sheriff. It is a lure buy for C9. And couldn't catch his opponent. With no more dashes, they're now grouped together. And again, Leviathan, they used a reckoning against the last eco, now they're using a lockdown.
They recognize Vanity could be getting ult on this one, or anybody with another alt orb. So they have to worry. Oh, Zeppa actually got hit. He thought he could get in the corner.
Teammates trying to protect him, and that forces Oxy to swing out and lose the fight to Tex. Meanwhile, the plant has come down as Moose unfortunately cannot connect the Sheriffs. Dash across on the other end. Zeppa at least gets one, but it definitely looks like it's going to be Leviathan's round. So Vanity has something to say. Sees the bow at the top of Calm, who drops down towards the orb with support from his teammates. Smalley to try to flush out Vanity, who upgraded to a Vandal. an opportunity to get things done, but as soon as the wall came up, the spray came across from Com, and Leviathan have a strong lead and a great start so far in his first half.
Speed, the tempo that they're playing with on these A hits, it varies a little bit. I think that's kind of what we got out of King, saying, you know, seeing the same situations but able to come out with a different result because they've been practicing the situations and what outcomes you might be able to get. It's really neat to see Leviathan have these little changes and make these rounds work. There's just about everybody going high on that one. Just get the plant towards Nest side on the defense. So, a lot of ults here. 3 on the side of Leviathan, 2 for Cloud9. Guns all around once again. See, they slow down this A hit now. It's not as much control for that orb, just the cascade.
Poor Oxy so far has been guessing the whole half of trying to find somebody with this op, sees nobody towards B.
They're just avoiding him.
Exactly, at least an early wall to just try to get him in position outside of rafters to look back towards the orb. First peek to come out. Does get the wall bang onto Tex. Reckoning comes out to be replied by Leviathan. Slow orbs by Zeppa just to slow things down. Nice shot by Oxy. As Aspas is trying to find some verticality up on the top of Jenny. Zeppa gets traded out as he drops King. As the advantage continues for Cloud9. Locked down to prevent the plant from even coming through. And this will slow things down for a bit.
40 seconds left. Good anchor right now by Cloud9. Vanity still staying in position, expecting to get a party here. But if they can get a plant, there is Com's ultimate. It would seem tough to use in this case, but never say never. Vanity's going to get the first peek here as the rotation is going to a 2-2 for DC9's defense.
This is a big gamble too. He's not trying to jump spot and delay with a snake bite. He's just trying to play a one and done and prevent the plant from happening. Orb comes up early. As Leviathan slowly scaling up for contact. The fight against Com, and that's a spike down. 13 seconds left. Support out from Moose on the top B. And that's going to make things more difficult here from Azino, who does manage to get both picks.
No time.
But no time in the end. C9 so far. They get the third round, but there have been some very, very tough rounds to win on their end.
Becoming more cautious on how they're able to defend these rounds. Zeppa was even in a tight spot there as they started to hit A last round, but the slow they hit, keeping Aspas specifically off the verticality, as you saw a huge hit from Moxie. Bop! Goodbye. Things like that have just been tearing Cloud9's defense apart. They didn't let it happen this time, and it worked out so well that Vanity could stay, right? Cool, calm, collected in the comms. They didn't over-rotate. They lock it in for possibly an 8-4 here. Ops on both sides as we get one coming out from Aspas now. Early info. B long as the drone goes towards A. So Leviathan go back to a little bit more of this default. Comp. One more.
Close. And got between both players on the A side, but at least there's information there. And now we'll just slow down Leviathan for a bit too, because a pit has been dropped down on the B side as well. And Leviathan, well, with that, they're going to try to death ball towards middle. Orb to come up. Moose playing aggressively inside the tube. Will potentially spot first contact. Make that first 3 contact. And he gets mowed down.
Very defensive position, instantly gained by all the C9 members. See, back towards spawn, back towards boiler, outside screens. Ready to get the retake on both sides. This could be a res as well once they clear it. Yep.
And I like it. Zeppa made sure he looked down towards bottom mid just in case. And with that res, Leviathan thinks there's less players now towards the A side, so they engage very quickly. Tempo up towards the A site. 3 players from C9 already waiting for them, but that's only 2 now left. Wow. As Zeppa gets dropped by Tex. All of the control on the right side of the site. A nice little pit to play the pulse plant long range now. Set down by King, but the sprays are coming. Vanity's trying to find a timing. Mazzino solo on HP. There is that tap, the swing on the end. He does get that win onto Mazzino. Oxy finally connects onto Com, but the spike still has been planted. Viper's still up, so the pit's still up. King is holding all the way back towards jail. There's only 2 players left now though for C9, and that's Vanity and Rooney. And make that only Rooney on a return in a C9 roster. On the top of the A tower. Trying to find at least something, being very quiet and silent. Forced to give his position away with the Vandal as he drops down. Tex waits for him. And Leviathan ends the half. 9-3.
strong half for
Switching
Leviathan,
sides.
correcting any of the errors they saw where C9 was hitting them. They just kind of hit A and let that utility come out, right? We actually saw a rotation back into site. Cloud9 didn't have any idea what was going on in site, and they're like, we got to get back quick. It's just the state of the game was not being read well, and I think Leviathan preyed on that the whole time, that they just had to know on this 9-3 first half.
At least in the beginning, sometimes they're able to get these first bloods for C9, but it always comes down to the second and third kills. It always comes. This map, it was just Aspas waking up one day and saying, hey, can I play some Reyna? And then they said, sure, and he popped off. This time they're just playing something more to their tradition with a Jet, and he's also still popping off, so you kind of need Oxy to wake up at the same time, right? Because Moose mentioned it. If he's going to be on point and awake, Aspas has no chance against Oxy. And C9, they're looking to work together to maybe activate Oxy this time around. 4 of them grouped together towards his B side. And Rooney trying to find the late info. He has a Sheriff once again. The recon dart went out early, so he has to use his body to try to find some pushes.
Neat little play here. They can set wall up at A. Cloud9 already have. They still have Zeppa's plant, giving them a little versatility on how they can fake 3 at A. So they got the numbers game for Cloud9. Once the wall's up and the plant's down, it's how they control the post plant that's going to be the question. These 2 Sheriffs still alive to just Aspas and some ghosts for Leviathan. But this is going to be pretty full util coming back in here for Leviathan as they hold it.
I like this too. Using the orb instead to try to gain space towards this B side, then the wall, so you could fight towards orange instead of doing the typical Viper wall conditioning towards this B site. 4
mollies for post plant. This seems unlosable if they just don't peek, right?
Yeah.
Right?
And they're set up and protected, right? It's going to be activated once the wall gets broken up and Zeppa gets contact. There's an orb on the defense. The high tech to come out, perfect for the pulse plant util. Aspas and Mazino, though, has something to say. But they still have the util so far for Cloud9. Orb comes out. There's the first deniability. Mazino pushing down with Tex. As they're coming through the high tide, nobody's tapping on the spike yet.
4th one.
And there's just too much util for C9, for both Moose and Vanity to win a 2 versus 4. And off the spike, it will be the Red Bull clutch.
Nicely done. So much. 4 mollies. Yeah, how long can you delay was the question, and they delayed for quite a long time. A big pistol round necessary there for C9 to start off with the 9-3. So a little bit of pressure relieved, but they gotta keep frying here as we watch again.
And that's the beauty too, right? The amount of util that's left. Double walls coming up. It doesn't even matter. Yes, it'd be nice if maybe your first contact like Zeppa and Oxy could get one for their troubles or something like that, but if not, they have that last resort for C9. And the thing is, this was already shown at the pistol round on the attack. So the first round on the attack for C9, Leviathan has an idea here of how the attackers want to work this map on Icebox.
3 on A first time for Leviathan defense. 3 on B for round 2. Doesn't matter.
Nice little flick there too. Great way to gain that confidence. Tap and tap against the eco of Leviathan. Easy plan to come out. Same plan, except the wall is that conditioning wall on B.
Oxy opening up these rounds, whether or not they're pistols on the other side or not. Just starting to get that flow.
Yep.
Give them those kills. Get them online. It's going to be a slow retake here from Leviathan, mostly for the spike to go down and not give up any alt orbs, so we might see some hunting here from Cloud9.
Exactly. You see that juggling around. Oxy's going to be one moving forward with the Sheriff to give him confidence in that, knowing that they have to play against nothing but HP. No shields, nothing. So they're trying to get the Blade Storm or at least the ult up ASAP of Zeppa. So those 2 are the ones running around and hunting. Tex just hiding down towards the bottom. And at least is able to take down Oxy. But in the end, this is a nice second round converted from the pistol round win by Cloud9.
On to weapons is the question, and what do they go for? This Oxy again going straight in with some nice hits there. Just a little bit of utility over the side too that he got to work with there. So Oxy not needing much in these instances. This slow-mo death. All right. Operator did. I was wondering if he would do it. Super naked off for Aspas. Didn't have anything else but really the purchase money to get and his dash.
That's true.
This is crazy. Leviathan putting the power in his hands. And he will get the protection from Mazino just off the bat. on A.
And that's probably the position as to why he's playing towards the A tower, because even if he activates the dash and tries to get away, but let's hold that thought, the push out towards the bottom pipes held by Tex and also by King. It doesn't even matter if Aspas has a glass cannon. The rest of Leviathan are holding their ground. Vanity snuck through though. He might get an opportunity to take down Calm. Will do so, and looks back towards the kitchen, knowing that he heard the rotate from at least one player, and that's Aspas. Mazino has to watch the window now. The Al drone will clear him. Will force him back and give a chance here for C9 to pick up the spike.
Oh, the jump peek. Very smart by Mazino. Identifies two because that was the drone, so they know both are near tube now. Big information gain there. And smart play, so they can just play super back. Everybody's flank is covered. And Mazino's making sure this operator can't be lost.
This is good. This gets shot instantly. They heard the sound, so they double swing out. That's a 1-for-1, but here's the op. Hello. Vanity falls, and Leviathan will get their gun round. But you know, they still lost 3 in the process. Not too bad for C9.
So they're like, oh, Aspas has an op. Great. 22-7. Exactly what we wanted to start facing after we got a pistol in the second round here. Because that bonus means big trouble on the defending side now. Great push through. The first few kills on this one made you wonder. You're like, oh, wait a minute. Nice shot like that. Nice shot from the eyes of Aspas.
Yeah, simply done.
Simply done. All right.
Now
Cascade push. Cascade push as well up onto this belt area every time. Dart broken. Aspas has freedom to fire from Jenny now.
Turret. Timmy's saved.
Expecting it. Well, that's a knee shot. Calls the crouch.
It's patience.
Get crept under it, no way. Oh, they get there. So now Aspas has to play this one pretty careful with that draft or the dodge up.
There was such an early drone though, so they don't get the information of 4 players in the site. Yet Oxy still gets the opener. Mazino trades it right back, and everybody else is blocked behind by a Viper wall and a Reckoning on top. And now the wall still forced to push back because of that Reckoning. He might get wasted here.
Absolute stall utility. And they just have to wait it out.
That's crazy. Insane to me that it's going to be the spike moving up towards the tower, knowing that the op is there to try to contest it. At least C9 is trying to fight back against it. Aspas, another kill with the operator. Looks back up, denied by Moose. Gives a chance now for the last 2 players of C9 to move inside the A site. Still Mazino in the back though. Another great anchor.
Huge.
30 seconds left.
There's that tap to flush him out. Mazino misses the shot, but King is on the other end. Top of the rafter, double swing in the end. And Leviathan are 2 rounds away of closing this first map.
Big frags by Moose there. Seeing him go up on 410, feeling comfortable to take those fights in the 1v1 and not back down. You thought it might be a few more. But it was just too much from Leviathan still to come through. Again, a hit on A. It just seems the util dump, then the stall. And Aspas gets a kill on a wall, but he also gets killed back. The walls are creating such weird angles for both teams. And picking up a few of these frags from as we...
Aspas and had to fight against a cycle of ults on Leviathan's defense should they win this round here for C9.
Yeah, the 1 kill gives you lockdown and a blade storm for Aspas and Tex. Well, 2 at that point to lock in both of theirs. Quick molly up.
Goodbye this time.
Very cool. Take out the turret. We've seen a few of those as well going towards kitchen and KO plays. Really interesting stuff people are coming up with.
But if you trade a turret for a kill, you're going to take it any day there for Tex. So Oxy already falls, and that's the Star Duelist down once again for C9.
Coming back.
Blade Storm no-go for this one. Still towards A. They can hit, but it's going to be tough. Zeppa gets a plant here. They can get res up, but it's so far away. You don't even know if it becomes an option. 1 minute left on the round, and Lev's happy to let him take the site with 4 for the full retake.
And you talked about that kill that could activate an important ult for Leviathan, and that's Tex. So they actually have a lockdown to retake against Moose's initiated lockdown on this A site. Leviathan comfortable of playing passively and give a chance and let a chance for C9 to get the plant down.
They have to play forward. C9 have to play forward at least for that lockdown initially to go off if they can pressure it.
And Mazino's low. The swing is beautiful by Vanity, but instantly traded out by Mazino. Here comes the cavalry. The rotate over from Aspas. Waited by Leviathan on the top of the heavens. Zeppa almost got a pick there, but once again, too far. And on an island, cannot res any of his teammates, so he falls, but at least takes one down with him. Rooney trying to find his own timing. Here's a rotate coming out, the dome coming up as well. Swinging across, gets that pick, but again, instantly gets traded out by Aspas. Beautifully done. In the end, fundamentals are there for Leviathan, as now they push to map point.
Cut off so many sections with these walls. Again, still having the high tide to come in and getting whatever angle they want, whatever fight they need to be sure about. Cutting down those options for C9 to get back in. 3 in a row there, that last one being a post plant. Leviathan doing a great job of either just stalling C9 or being able to get these retakes. Just the trades instantly behind each other.
Nice, boys. Well, nice. Get up, Aspas. Nice.
Team is pumped up. King letting them know they got this one and can wrap up this map in one more round.
Revealing area.
Quick forward play. This has been the setup for C9. This 4-1, a little bit of a lurk here from Moose. Able to be on the right side of the map. And your power 4 here. Just going up B. They're going to meet a bot right away, but this stack from Leviathan really playing retake on a site if they wouldn't be at B.
And especially when they knew from the piss around what C9 does, right? Util on post plants. They'll just use a lockdown out of orange, and that denies all that util towards green. So stacking on the A side to play the retake towards B makes sense right now as C9 goes for the plant now.
It's been each time. Heals coming through as they get out of the Viper.
Standing ahead.
Seems like C9 realizes this though. So they have to fight against Leviathan, playing behind the siege wall. Owl drone comes out. It's going to spot 2 players there just under the tower. And Leviathan starts moving in. Oxy still gets the first pick. They want to tech, so that's locked down, denied. A second one through, dashing forward, trying to find a third. There is support from top and bottom. Does get the third before he falls by King. Advantage still for Cloud9. Bladestorm out for Aspas. The lurk from Moose with the Guardian, but traded out by Vanity at least. And this will be all that they wrote now for Leviathan. Aspas trying to fall back and save his operator, but C9 will get the round, and that's Vanity even chasing down the kill to put round number 6. They'll take the op for the attack as well to put it in the hands of Oxy.
Moose collecting that. Great job on the take. A bit of a struggle towards the end. Yeah, everybody going down in these battles as it seems. But Cloud9 not hesitating to get back in. Oxy swinging through with the 3K there. Exactly what they need from the young player. Almost back up to Bladestorm. 3 ults here for Cloud9. It's not going to be that 4 towards B, 1 towards A. Everyone's stacked here, but it is going to be a stack for Leviathan at the other side now. C9 getting the reads they want. The retakes aren't working for Leviathan as much. This could be a bit of a comeback, but we'll see.
Right here.
If you get one, it'll be nice. They'll get one.
Yeah.
Almost a second one. But at least that makes it a little bit expensive. You definitely do see that you've wasted a lot, or had to use a lot of resources right now for Cloud9. That's a Hunter's Fury and a Res against a Thrifty from Leviathan.
So much. I mean, they save Lockdown and Reckoning just for another round, right? Round 7 of, or I'd say round 20. I would say C9's round 7 win.
Unless Aspas pops off with the Guardian, but yeah, definitely at this point now, both of them falling down, so no ults available. There's the shots that came a little bit too late. Third kill comes through. It continues to be very expensive right now for Cloud9. Snakebite lineup with the orb. The tap on the spike keeps him at bay. And Vanity has to push forward now because he doesn't have any more orbs. Wall on a defense, the spray. Aspas gets the pick. It's halfway, and Rudy has to get the pick. Will get the headshot, and we'll be able to save it there for Cloud9.
Whoa.
A little recognition is nice.
The gas going down right in time.
It was so close.
For the shot to be made. Oh, you thought it was saved there. Calm looked like he had it. And saved King on the defuse. 4 ultimates ready. This is what I meant. Like, that round was so close on the retake. This one, they are just going to overload whatever site C9 takes, as we see Zeppa holding it off. But that shot from Rooney, able to Red Bull clutch that round.
Just imagine if Zeppa didn't get the kills on the ones that were holding the ults on that retake. That would have been a different story there. So you had 2 hero plays coming out from both Zeppa and from Rooney. Rooney coming back as if he's never left, right? Great shots on the Sheriff, great shots with the op.
Oh, The Jets reading each other.
The barrel of the gun a little bit too long, so Aspas is ready for that. Dash activated, looking for a second kill, and C9's not looking to trade it back. All four of them trying to move forward towards this B side. Aldrone even to clear towards the front, allowing even Aspas to pick up the op if he wants to. But instead, he'll cut rotates, pinning the rest of C9 towards this B side. Mazzino has to jiggle to find that info. And here's the Hunter's Fury coming out here now on the defense. Calm with the contact onto Rooney. That's one to fall. Reckoning even slow down the push. Mazzino gets the perfect read. The wall comes down. The swing out from Zeppa. Nice little flick. Gives a little bit of hope now for C9 to enter this B site. Remember these ults coming out on the defense. It doesn't matter for this plant now because they have to lock down on the defense from Tex 2. So winning condition for C9. Try to take down Tex, and Aspas as well with the lurk. There's the ult first.
Just reaches the outside. They know what portion of the ult he's got to be in. It's really interesting and awkward now for Vanity.
Wait, Aspas is going to call it at least.
Yeah,
There's a snake bite into the pit. Aspas looks back. He'll get the first kill in, and now there you go. You have all that information coming through. The pit comes down. Moose is alone. He's going to get spotted for sure after the nanoswarm comes down. Nice little first shot, a second, but the defuse will still come through. And Leviathan will win the first map here on Icebox.
Really able to scatter Cloud9 for the most of this Icebox. Giant Radianite hole blown through here as both Worlds of Omega and Alpha.
But they do bring a good note on the desk here. There's no Viper coming out from this composition either from Leviathan. So they'll try to see now as they start on the attack for Leviathan if there's going to be a little bit more of a death fall. If Texas is just going to be watching flanks, or if it's going to be King just trying to use the lurks here. But we'll look at the lurks later. We have first contact at middle from Tiles. And the first one to answer is once again Leviathan, and Oxy falls at the beginning, watching it from the market.
First kill going to Mazzino. We'll see how this breach utility comes through. So effective from different positions on Sunset and the ways that you can actually get your team into a site. Looks like they're all going to hunker down and get to this elbow area, though, as mid is being controlled very hard. None of the Cypher utils up, so Lev has to go forward or full re-clear behind themselves. This is going to be a weird pinch if they're not ready. Oh, they're ready now.
Yep, especially after that jiggle from Calm. That's 3 coming back. A high flash, a paranoia. Doesn't hit Calm. So he actually has a perfect angle here. 1 versus 1 to jump across. Zeppa wins that fight. Meanwhile, though, the plant did go down for Leviathan inside A. A flash towards the left corner. Aspas going for the curveball. Seeing 3, connecting on to a bit of damage. And Mazzino's trying to answer back. But the flash does not blind the opponents as they fall back. The heal out on the defensive side for C9 as we have players full HP trying to retake.
Just pushing forward. Lev get a few quick kills. Vanity to peek.
Lev was waiting the whole time. Head-to-head against Vanity.
Yeah.
As Mazzino still holds that sight down. Traded out by Rooney. A tap on that spike and a tap of his stick. And that corner towards Dice has never been cleared. King gets the easy pick. Vanity trying to make some noise just to bait him out. And it's King to jump instead. On to Vanity as Leviathan get another pistol on their side.
Really nicely done. Texas push up towards Pawn Shop. Caught Moose running backwards. He was jumping into spawn to reposition and get back in. They did not expect to lose the site anchor in that situation. And then here, good hold on site. They're looking towards spawn for that regress, and it actually comes from inside the site. Nicely done for Leviathan grabbing pistol round. 2 Bulldogs to come out. Spectres and the Ghosts. So a bit of a mid-round push. C9 trying to get moving right away on that first round as they stack 4 towards A here with a cam and B main. I wonder if Aspas goes for all the orb focus. Mazzino's got a few on the kills, but we see Oxy grabbing him up on one side, and I figure Phoenix would be the one to do it on the other.
Perfectly done here for C9. At least you're on an eco and you're trying to get that ult up, rather, the showstopper ACP onto Oxy. Even when you're looking at the roster for C9 for this map, it kind of makes sense. The roles that they're currently playing, all very strong in that specific role. Yeah. So there is a chance. We haven't seen too much of C9 since really I guess the offseason at this point. They tried some Yoru and stuff like that on this map. This is a fairly confident lineup that he can have here for Cloud9 on this Sunset map. And that said, though, a contact Tex gets spotted here, but Oxy is just trying to bait out some shots, trying to see if there's more than one person out of that. And after that camera that gets broken, you're starting to see the smoke come out immediately towards the B side to hold that push.
really facilitating that text work, but you still have the initiators ready to hit B. All the util floods in. They should be getting a front site plant here.
C9 had a perfect read after that 1v1 on
delay.
the A side. 4 players through. Paranoid delays a bit with a snake bite. There's finally a trade coming out from Cloud9. 2 of them fall, though, on the defensive side. As Zeppa is trying to find a timing, looks into the wrong corner. Calm picks up the easy kill. This will be GG for the round. Oxy low HP at 13. Underhand throw. And doesn't want to give an orb away to his opponents. I'll take that any day. Smart play.
And like if somebody's coming up, chip armor, trying to do a little best of both worlds, but going down in the end. You can only do so much in there, and you don't want to give the alt orb.
Min-maxing his demise.
Exactly. Exactly. At every point in time that you can. All right, Leviathan. Interesting to see. We saw Mazzino and Tex on the one side. They put the fault line into the lurk to try and sell that lurk that much more. So it's not just Tex on his own, throwing cams, trying to bait somebody out. They're actually putting quite a bit into these fakes so far, even on that low buy for C9. But now to the bonus. Expect to see those full protocols coming out on each one. They do not let that B main control go. You see that LEV last round actually had to clear the spot behind them in B main, right behind that wall. And Aspas will start to focus the orb. That was the question for us. How often will they get that run it back? Breaking wall. Just getting C9 a little antsy here, as it's still pretty much a default for Leviathan.
Yeah, and Tex on the other side of the map, once again, was trying to contain the A side, as Oxy's the one trying to push forward with Zeppa. Themselves trying to control space on the A side, try to control orb if they can. He was ready to pounce. That dog was ready to pounce there, but Zeppa just staring through the eyes of that dog, the lurk here from Tex. But there's that rotate across, nice fault line out from Tiles, and Oxy managed to escape.
Really nice escape, expecting that too. It kind of thwarts the fact that they want to play off the fault line. Oxy can still get the info, and now they play safe. But is it enough? Can the team rotate quick enough? Leviathan paused for a moment to get the util out, and it might be just enough time for Cloud9.
There was a one-way being thrown there towards that left side, a smoke in the end when they got the flash contact and elbow. But this gives an opportunity for Leviathan to just flood. Look at all that util. Uh-oh. Flashes galore in all angles as Comp gets first blood onto Rooney. Another flash coming through. Oxy's fully blinded, trying to stay alive. Nice little headshot though onto Mazzino as the spike falls. There's 13 seconds left on the clock. A second kill coming through. Pink shells on the ground as the ult came out from Aspas. A 3 versus 1, 6 seconds left, trying to stay alive as he gets that pick, but there will not be enough time. Running through the protocols, Boost and Vanity fall back to save the weapons and also win the round on time here for Cloud9.
Oxy doing the dance inside sight. I gotta see it again. What was that separation between LEV out the smoke? Somebody ran spawn, and then Oxy had time to just dance around the box, get back in position, and get the safety here. The dog just grilling.
Well, you saw that util that came out, though, towards that A site, right? They had the paranoia and an aftershock. So for them, for Leviathan, they thought that it was fully cleared.
True, true.
And Oxy, all he did was dance around the left side. He had no pressure on the left side because of these one-ways that were being thrown by Vanity in. Wow. That was probably the perfect thing to allow Oxy to get these kills in. That kid keeps smiling.
Great defense. B main control instantly again for Leviathan.
And that's one thing here that C9 will have to start identifying, but we'll hold that thought for a bit. There's an early curveball, and now the orb's being taken by Mazzino. Yeah. So they are trying to cycle objectives with this orb, but that's the name of the game right now for Leviathan. C9, they have to try to fight, but they're fighting mid instead.
Pushing out very aggressively.
Yeah, they'll get one for that, so we'll take it.
Moving back around. So they know LEV's playing the orb game. That's something that Rooney can hear inside B. It's something that's going to happen. You see Rooney throwing the Viper or the Snake Bite out every so often, just trying to do a bit of damage, get some armor off, and chip him away. And this mid to market play could be huge.
Only good for that one kill, unfortunately, though, as they had the players to at least try to set up some sort of crossfire for Cloud9. Advantage still for Leviathan as the hot hands gets thrown at the staircase. Zeppa runs through for a bit. Here's the spike going down. And he's hoping to get one. The blaze wall up, finally gets the pick there onto Aspas, but doesn't know that there is this player right here that lurked through. Zeppa tried to clear it. There's no util left to try to get information for Cloud9. So it has to come down to the swings and the trades, and it continues to be perfect here for Leviathan.
They were thinking it was cut close to the corner. With the time that you saw the swing off that paranoia, they were expecting somebody to be tight left, not just standing right in the middle there with another off angle. So nicely played Good defense on the site there by LEV to throw off the angles of the crosshair for C9. And this mid fight, super aggressive. You see C9, like you said, wanting to get their hands dirty right away, wanting to find out what LEV is doing.
Yeah, because we talked about maybe trying to control B main, but at this point, if they want to fight back towards middle, they'll give the orbs anytime they want. Getting control of mid will not allow any lurkers to happen on a split towards B. And maybe potentially with the comp that they could have a better retake here towards the B site in the end. Now looking for a timing to contest towards the B site with a tap on an orb, but there's nobody from Leviathan there. Calm with the spray as soon as the wall came up, gets contact on one. Here comes the swing for the rest, and he'll get two at least, and it's going to be King's turn.
He's going to save the weapon.
Exactly.
And make sure they don't get it. There's the step he needs.
Yeah, that's too obvious at this point.
Easy stop there, slow play towards A. LEV continue to set up this default too, where you see King is mid, the fault line's ready from tiles from Mazzino. This plant will actually give Mazzino ult so they can start to think about future rounds on this, and all they have to do is hold off Cloud9. C9 here, pick up a few of these weapons that may have fallen. You can even see Oxy's like, is they still protecting this? Not just yet. So Showstopper and Seekers for next round too. So C9 aren't too far back here from being able to even up this game with the power they're bringing into the next few rounds.
Yeah, and they don't mind playing a little bit more forward at this point as well, so that Oxy could actually help out to maybe go for any type of trades if Zeppa gets contact now towards A. They're not really trying to play the retake, because again, you don't want to give these orbs away to Aspas. He's already one away from the run it back as he's moving forward with the rest of his teams, trying to find these players that are trying to die to Spike potentially.
I was thinking, does Aspas go hunting? But it looks like Mazzino has to, or Mazzino or Tex have to buy for somebody next round. So, Calm that is. So Spike goes off, kills go down. We expect to see Zeppa go in there, and Oxy's gonna hold that ultimate, hold the weapon for next round. 4-1 now. So Levs like to get mid control, take a little bit of that. 2 rounds ago, we saw C9 trying to stick their foot in that door. It didn't work too well. They did get the trade-off, but they're losing one. So if they can just get control of that mid and then hold it, maybe from market or at least top mid, I think they stop a lot of what Leviathan wants. Maybe even tiles control would mix up a lot of how they start their strategy. And towards A again to start, though, with a lurk from King. Insta-util.
Off a flash combo just to see if there's aggression out of Cloud9 towards the elbow, but there's nobody yet. Leviathan are still trying to group together to support towards middle. Oxy set up really for a camera showstopper, but it gets instantly broken, this camera. So they might not be able to set this early trap play. Seems like it's being read though. Tex is ready.
Yeah.
Trying to find a dog too, and as they only see the lurk coming out from Tex, they don't think that there's more players behind, so C9 will opt to save their showstopper for now.
Yeah, I think C9's done a great job of kind of reading overall how LEV starts the rounds. We saw the fault line from Mazzino almost go straight up pawn shop towards the dumpster this time. That's been the blast pack escape for Oxy. So instead of from tiles, they went to change it up towards pawn. Now they don't need to, it becomes a contact play. But C9 giving LEV a hard time on these starting setups now.
Yeah. They walled up, double swung, saw nobody, so you pop the ult right away. You get information, and it's towards the A side. Showstopper gets 2, but one of them was to run it back, so Aspas stays alive.
30 seconds left.
And as we rotate back towards the B side, it's open, and King is the one moving forward. And trying to find a timing against Vanity, trying to rotate back, but Vanity instead is just trying to hold the main key choke points to allow his teammates to rotate over with 16 seconds left on the clock. And as he peeks a little bit too much, though, it's going to give a chance for the plant to come through.
They didn't realize how far Leviathan actually gotten to be. They were ready and waiting, so it tells you.
Nates, time? Sticking right now. Oxy's pushing forward. Lunar gets the pick as well. C9 found the timing with the util to get these kills.
Oh, what a stop, what a nade. Oxy still has that late into the round. Changing from that from the pawn shop play to mid. Oxy never really saw too much play with who they were playing. I think it was Zeppa maybe up there too. And yeah, this shot.
Beautifully done by Rooney there. Swaying towards the enemy. You saw it. They still had the snake bite available.
That's
the attempt to try to get the plant in that corner first, then the paint shells because of that showstopper. That was very nice thinking on the toes here for Cloud9.
That was the tempo increase from what we've seen on the C9 retakes, especially after losing Vanity there. Ultimate comes right away from Calm.
And that's all the util down on this B site. And that forces now Rooney to play an off angle at the entrance of the B site, and there's that lurk on market. B site now open, and this time they'll get the plant. But that's the thing you mentioned, right? The change of tempo that you saw in the attack for the retake for C9. That's the thing that Imi was talking about during that halftime interview, that during these scrims, they're playing that way, so they want to see that a little bit more now applied in the game.
Yeah.
So there's a taste of it. But now you want to make sure here that it continues on as the rounds in the map continues here on Sunset.
So just the dwindle down of this timer. Leviathan doing a great job. I was going to say last round, as we saw, taking late B, but having A pressure of keeping this default in a way that's causing Cloud9 to basically guess everything, where they might peak, what the timing might be, and what the state of the game is. As they find these kills towards elbow, maybe?
Yeah, there's a flash. He's down. Zeppa stuck in the elbow. Stays alive.
All right. Rooney might, I mean, you can't really ult right away towards A. They just encroach on that. Can you ult towards B to start off? It's kind of hard to get that in a good position unless you're just denying something, as C9 call the timeout here. Spike's grabbed. Looks like they may play a little bit of a fake if you're going to put the Phoenix over there or not. Okay, he goes Tiles. So like Phoenix and the Cypher may try to sell something towards A. But no, Tiles control again is Tex is met with that one way. We'll see what Aspas can control. So they actually just go for control over the orb of A. Very nicely done. I mean, it's a set, but now if they go through mid around to A, this could make things sketchy here for Cloud9's defense.
Vanity was trying to play on the top of News. Might call it 10 spot from now on, but couldn't get that kill on the top of mid, forced to fall back in. That was the other important anchor piece on the top of middle. Yeah. Zeppa got smoked out, was trying to find information, and then he got picked in the end. So an early advantage for Leviathan. And actually, it dwindles down the defense that you currently have here from C9, because one has to be planted towards the A side, so it gives a lot of room for Leviathan to work middle and anywhere they want from there.
They have such good protocols out of this. Normally, you could almost say to yourself, all right, let them have mid. What are they going to do from there? But how explosive they become off of Mazino's utility. Aspas running forward. It seems almost unstoppable. They find Calm, though, to start it off.
With the first small mistake out from Leviathan to start, jump peeking with the recon dart, but it gives information for Leviathan to non-team players or towards B. Beautiful paranoia. An assist to allow Oxy to get the kill onto Aspas. Vanity playing the off angle right in that tight cubby.
They did.
Ends up being a beautiful crossfire in the end.
Let them have mid. C9 back up. They make sure they just don't come through the Omen smoke at the top of stairs in mid. And Rooney just has to call if he hears anything. Great play to hunker down on that B site to make sure Leviathan could not get the market play. Now what can they do that they don't have an ult that kind of directs where we're seeing them go? That is the question. Cloud9
enemy remaining.
Still looking at a few ultimates, but those are going to be in the play, in the protocol with Omen, with Vanity on his ult and Moose.
And you saw with those picks though, right? They didn't really take too much control of top middle here for Leviathan. No. And the game plan from them so far in these 9 rounds is, or 8 rounds rather, that we just saw, they haven't really been pushing up middle to pinch from behind. It's just really default 3-2 from this B site, or just plowing towards the elbow towards A. But this is slowly being read by C9 as they have 3 players here to get ready for that push.
They look angry. It looks like they want to swing this. The first bit of noise, they hold it for a moment. That Noya in Vanity's hands is almost the light on the fuse. And they're going to back off just for now. They have control of the orb, though, and they've pushed up, which is really good for A's knowledge of what's going to happen.
Especially after the Aldron saw Oxy here, that's going to tempo up the push from Leviathan towards his A side. But Moose has trap kills all across the board here. If he gets smoked out towards spawn, you can just hopefully get a tag or some kills. Nice little flash at the same time. If you're going to try to run through, you could get tripped over. As Leviathan is looking to exit or enter towards the A side. Nice little win by Tex. Even a second one thrown out the hat, and that's the remaining 3 players potentially here having no choice but to save.
Yeah.
Especially now that Aspas is pushing forward with the run it back, keeping them at bay. And look at Calm, already lurking out towards the market, pinching from behind.
Of course he is. The perfect lurk, too. Nobody, he's just getting the back of every player.
Hello? Just holds it out, the spray, forcing him towards Calm. Unfortunately, can get a second one, but you definitely do see the rest of Leviathan hunting down C9 towards the market. Now, thankfully, Rooney's still alive, so he can put the wall up.
Yeah.
Decay onto Tex, gets the pick. We might do Iron Man at this point. King's close by, but you definitely see the last players. They don't have too much money to work with here, so the last three will not hunt down anymore. But at the end of the day, the round is still in favor of Leviathan.
We look at that round, and I think it becomes a round where C9 is happy to allow mid open, and they play control over a site. Here, they give up too much space and it bites them. Like, Tex walks right into the site. It's all contact play, and Leviathan just take the shots that they need. So a little too much space being given in one round. They control it good and find the middle ground, lock down Leviathan, and don't give them as much. Again, Tiles has just been home ground for Lev. Once they get mid, they listen to the map. They start to read it. See if they try to go for that once again here as we're back to a bit of the early rounds. And that's a miss. So close to the hand there of Aspas.
Yeah. And it was off of camera to bait it out, but at least
That's
able
what
to
they
rotate
need.
back towards the market. That's Tiles down. So you talked about this Tiles control. They found it, but somebody still made it through. It's King just waiting to see if it could catch rotates, and it's shot deep so that he could actually swing through. Perfect timing to come across head-to-head against another smoker, and that's Vanity to fall. Flash on the front of the A side, beautifully done by Cloud9, just to answer right back, and that Spike now in their control. Flank from behind, a 1-for-1. Calm is now alone. An opportunity to win a 1v1 right here, and he'll get it against Rooney. Spike now picked up. Recon dart available. He's just going to use all the time in his favor to add a little bit more. Wasting out or forcing out
Ahead.
the neural theft. The ping across, the spike plant down, the sprays attempt, the off-angle position now by Calm. The double swing in the end, but it's C9 winning it. Now we're making it a closer game finally for Cloud9.
Yeah, good control there. Rooney with some pivotal kills over towards that A area of Altor, and the rest of the team playing together to get it back. Being able to pick apart Leviathan in mid is definitely what C9 can focus right now. Yeah, you want to play defense. The name of the game is they're forced to walk into the site, play hard angles, but I feel like if Lev's going to give you this many fights in mid, there's a way to get that trade. There's a way to play it, so they're going to go down. And there was Oxy's operator. They don't have it again. It's going to be in Vanity's hands now as they start to switch it up. So not even the positioning, but the player. We'll see how they one way here, Vanity, and then I think he'll go towards mid as they try to shut down on this pressure Lev can create from that part of the map.
Cool. So they call the wall down, and there you go, beautifully done.
Little revenge there, huh, Vance? King goes down from the push last round to Vanity's hands now. They're going to be able to re-grab a gun, get that stinger out of their hands, but still have mid control. Something they prioritize.
And right now, since they lost a smoker for Leviathan and you're playing single controller, you're going to have to start using your Cypher and Phoenix together potentially to block vision as you're moving through. So you're eliminating the fact that you could lurk around. But as I say that, it's Calm trying to sell a fake towards this A side with the Allen drone as Rooney's waiting. The walk contact play back into market. It's traded out. Showstopper out. And it gets swatted out by Aspas. There's that Blaze wall to look back towards the spawn. Big flash putting Moose away. Zeppa running through. There's that cage. And he's burning down from the hot hand. Second flash blinding Moose once again. And as they're playing back and forth with utility for C9, they can't capitalize on a kill.
They're just trying to get out of Boba.
Exactly. And it gives enough chance here, enough time for Khan to meet up with his two teammates to try to isolate this B site. Nice shot by Zeppa.
Spike down B.
As now the paranoid comes through. Now committed towards this B site. It's up to Moose to wait. 18 seconds left with the first tap. Calm playing the off angle, moving forward with a jump spot. Oh, couldn't connect the shots, unfortunately, all around the silhouette of Zeppa.
That was crazy.
And you definitely do see once again with time, no matter what, it was going to be C9's round, and they're one round away of tying up the game, and this is definitely a different story than that first map on Icebox.
Yes, it is. C9. Even the trades we saw a few rounds ago, I think it was Rooney and Zeppa who had pushed up towards A, or awesome shot by Vanity. The swings they were doing off each other looked much more coordinated, just tethered to each other, able to anchor the shots. They were missing a lot of that in the first game here. And looks like they have ironed a bit of that out. Operator still here, going to be in the mix for the final round of the first half on Sunset. And to note as well, I mean, we're in the first half, but Leviathan's first play on Sunset as well. So we're seeing their first go with Aspas here on Phoenix, the rest of the squad, as they formulate their attack side. Still Tiles control. They go back to this default play across. Without even anybody ready, it seems like they're just kind of set up protocols to make them think twice. Rooney
with 3, easily done. You saw on the other end, they were trying to control middle, and then at least try to move up towards the A side with a fault line. Instead, it's 100 Sphere to try to create space for Tex. Crossing over, gets dropped.
Spike down.
As this is a great chance for C9 to get a flawless. Bring that confidence and carry it over towards that second half. And Com is going to use, once again, all the time in the world to make C9 antsy and hopefully punish some mistakes. But C9, you definitely see it. A pit on that spike, and they're just going to hold it.
They're like 38 seconds. What do you got? And it's going to be the op from Vanity. They bring it up to a 6-6 first half. And it was interesting. Oxy with the op, Vanity with the op, switching around how to figure out where LEV was going and understanding that mid was a lot of that starting priority. A lot of C9's focus in the beginning was for that B main control. They expected Aspas to want to hover orb and just eat it up and ult after ult. But that wasn't the play, and it took a little bit for C9 to figure it out. But they did, and Rooney back in action is feeling it.
Yeah, all they had to do there is continue their own protocols and their own game to hold that, and they were able to make this to a 6-6. But at least until we start the second half, let's toss it down to Smix and the belated birthday man, Papa Com.
Thank you very much, Vanzilli.
At 6-6, C9 able to fight back now in Leviathan, as we saw that they were working a little bit towards this side and went towards a different game of mid, and C9 was able to read that quite well. It's now time for Leviathan to play the defense. They started things off with some information gathering. We saw the Skybird being thrown early by Zeppa that finds no contact towards middle. And C9's looking to get the punish into market. A little bit of love taps there onto Mazzino, forced to fall back now at the staircase, and instantly 2 players going to meet up with him.
You just see him creep into market here all slyly, ready for the protocol. They're setting up for a market play. They may get backstabbed here if anybody, or if everybody starts to run through. Cypher util is at A, and I think that's been slowly identified here. Good lurk coming in from Moose. They may actually revert on this if he gets far enough up.
Right now, C9's just waiting for this smoke to dissipate, right? They pinged out towards the left side at the orb. They pinged out towards the map. They want to make sure that they clear all of that. But all of this time wasted to clear this area. You see the position from Leviathan already ready to set up these crossfire fault lines to even delay them.
Bye-bye.
But this is it. This is the big one right here. Moose walking in. And he's going to be able to escape at least a trap coming through. Head-to-head now against Tex.
He knows Tex is back, but he doesn't know where the trips are. Doesn't want to get himself caught. Oh, no, Moose takes it upon himself to go in. It's exactly what you want to see from a new player. Feeling confident to make it happen. The plant's going to go down, and all this power from that pawn shop side could come through from C9 on this post plant.
Hot hands, paranoia, shock darts doing a lot of damage here on to C9, but Oxy still gets a pick. Another flash out through the smoke. Oxy gets a second one. In shells out. Vanity holding the site as players of Leviathan are falling down. One more left to go. It becomes a flawless for Cloud9 in the pistol.
Awesome pistol round. The mid play, they find out where the breach is. They actually go towards the Cypher util in the end, but know that dealing with that Cypher, dealing what might be set up after they start to go towards market, really nicely pull Leviathan over. And then this lurk from Moose, as big as he is, can squeak into these tight spots, figure out where C9 need to go partially through the round. Huge stuff. And then Oxy, just classic Oxy, if you will. Nice nade to come out as well.
We're seeing it too from the composition and firsthand that there is a lot of util flood for Leviathan towards the A side. A lot of it missed at that point, so C9 were in great positions to avoid the radius of the damage that was implemented against them. And off this round, C9 staying as a group. Not even controlling the orb. They just want to death ball into the A site.
Yeah.
You know what's clear?
They have to stay together. I mean, you drop one, a Vandal or a Phantom, you got to pick it up right away.
It'd be crazy to pick up both and call that a Vandal.
A Vandal. I mean, that's what they have. It's a Vandal buy, second round. All right.
Cage triggered.
They shouldn't take or suffer too much damage. Even through the one-way, a quick shot for Moose to collect one for himself. And this is going to be a spike death for Leviathan if they can help it. It's going to be hunting.
Exactly.
Oxy going forward says, with this ghost, I will push.
And then I will also fall, but at least get an orb for my troubles, right? Still becomes a round for Cloud9.
Clean. It's exactly how they got to start off the second half. They actually got pistol to start off Icebox too on second half, so that has been coming in well for them. Still have a bit of that eco prowess that we saw before with the Sheriffs. So that C9 is still in there. It seems like they're starting to scratch the surface to bring a little bit of it back out here. Vanity and Rooney able to get the calls that are really working against Leviathan's early rounds. But is it going to work for the bonus? That's the question. The rotations won't come as quick, and Leviathan is going to anchor these sites a little harder. We will see Mazzino living in that market area for quite some time to be able to affect both sides of the map. And we'll see how much C9 favors or just conditions towards A in these next few rounds. No mid control right now for the team. Those pings look like it's Ascend It.
Satchel out as well. Flash on the other end, getting the timing towards the one-way. Great identity. Oh! Shrouded step on the top. King couldn't capitalize on the kill. Oxy's actually still quite healthy.
Yeah.
As they get the paint shells to push him back, and that will allow C9 to get the plant.
Heal comes in from Zeppa. They're back to topped off, just no armor from that chip. The 5v5 retake here to happen.
But Zeppa used a lot of that timing of the dog only to spot that one player, so he doesn't really know how many players will be flooding out towards the A lane. But you can definitely see it from Leviathan. A fault line ready to cross the map. The Owl drone towards the front. Cages and smokes to try to slow them down. Aftershock. Zeppa avoids it, stays inside the Viper orb. As King is now going, he finally moves inside the site, gets that first headshot onto Zeppa. Beautiful flash being done. That's a second one to fall for C9 on the post plant. But there is utility on that spike to delay that defuse out of Leviathan. And all that time that it took for Leviathan to attempt to take the A site, it's Icebox all over again with the post plant utility.
The omens go down to the explosion. Good gun saves though for C9. Good damage from Leviathan. Good bonus, right. Getting a lot of that in. All right. LEV, as we watch here this replay, having the Phoenix and the Breach to come in with so many flashes, but it just didn't clear enough ground. Only that early part of the site. C9 were still ready to defend a lot from the A main alt orb position. Doing an interesting job of not really trying to anchor too much in the site, leaving a few, but really sight. Little ways that C9's trying to up the tempo to get through the defenses of Leviathan here. Yeah. So back to a default setup, more so. That Cypher at B for Leviathan, a little bit of B main control, and now Breach over towards A.
Yeah, they went for the recon dart now from the top mid, just to get information. Fault line, potentially, if there was more pressure coming out from C9 at the ramp, and then King to come out with the Sheriff, but instead, King will get posted, and will use his body to get information. This rifle that was saved, though, by Common that previous round, you saw that he still has 1,000 credits, rather, and didn't want to buy an Owl drone, so they don't really have too much util to find the mid-round information. It's going to have to come down to really try to play more passively, trying to find some sort of punishment here on the over-aggression of C9. And there's that first contact, and King's already falling back.
Gonna have a pretty easy time taking this. Over on the defensive side, you see Tex and Ospas waiting for a cam peek. They just take control of B main as the spike's going down. So a lot of time for Cloud9 to set up here once they take down King.
As they take down King, Mazzino at least was able to get one, but so far you definitely saw trying to do a hero play towards the dice.
Planted.
There wasn't enough defensive plays and defensive players to help Leviathan from the dumpster, from the A-Link. Now it would be a similar story. Make things expensive with the Phantom, dying to the spike, trying to find a timing here as Calm swinging out. Then Zeppa punishes him. They're looking good here for C9 to close up another round. Until Tex moves forward for a 1 kill. Trying to salvage something, maybe the Phantom, maybe some more kills. Ospas just waiting patiently for the first contact. but could not get a kill in the end. And that's C9 at 10.
Cloud9 are running just this, not default towards A, but the same strat towards A. Everybody ready to push in. Rooney watches the back a bit. They feel comfortable. Why change it if it's working? And they head into sight, almost like it's unstoppable for LEV right now with the numbers they're putting there. Let's see this replay one more time, and just a simple hold. This obviously a lower buy for LEV, so it does become a very comfortable round for Cloud9 to start getting these swings in once they have the sight. But yeah, a lot of focus towards A here for C9. Not a lot of mid control, not a lot of rear control on their flank. They're just going forward, and it seems to work. This is going to be a different look, though. They go towards mid pretty hard as they just lose Vanity.
Exactly. Kamal did was sprayed down towards the smoke and contacted for a kill wallbang. Aldrone coming up and we're trying to answer back with their own wallbangs, but Oxy couldn't get it. Aldrone still hasn't been broken. So that forces players to push into the market. He gets 2 pings out of the Aldrone. Tex with the off angle. A flash comes out. Cage comes up. That saves actually Zep at the same time. He counter flashes, but Aspa still holds the angle. Whoa. And finally, C9 decide to fall back. Too many cages. Too many block views. As Aspas finally starts getting activated there. He had a very, very slow map so far. I think I saw 6 and something. So that's maybe another plan now for C9, trying to avoid not only Aspas, but the Cypher util on that B site, which is potentially why we're seeing C9 continuously pump towards the A site hit.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to make sure you get into A. Even if you get trapped, somebody can shoot it for you. You're right. We have not seen any B play here from C9. And when we do go market, LEV has a crossfire ready for it.
Yeah.
And they're already watching from top mid to make sure it's pinched as well and nobody can get a flank. Leviathan putting a little stop to the bleeding there.
That's big. The flash was actually thrown on top of tiles from that this entrance right here. So you saw a couple of players already rotate out from the A site to top mid. Shadows. And C9's just trying to find a better timing to maybe push back towards the A ramp, but a second one-way smoke just thrown here by King. We'll slow things down for a bit.
Smoking mid. Just missing it. The homos got that. Trying to hit the tripwire just so someone has to think about market. But the A play that's going to come through and King falls.
There you go. Contact play this time around. One crouching under, the other's around. King punish and look at the pivot. Leviathan focusing on top mid and A site. A retake play on B. Moose trying to take control of middle right now, and he's not going to hear any of this so far because it's just a walk across. TP now towards the spawn. It's a fake now just to make sure that you're trying to keep Leviathan out towards the A side, and here comes the hit.
And this is what we talked about. C9 has been going A, conditioning towards that A, and just the Trailblazer in a delayed round will cause that rotation from LEV, but losing Moose in mid makes it 4v4, Vans.
They want to fight back towards the middle. Calm just got caught, so they have to try to push a little bit more. There's that nice pick by Rooney, a tap on that spike maybe, but now here comes a showstopper out, denied by Mazzino, but instantly killed by Vanity. Aspas trying to move back out. Isolating, trying to isolate one of these last 3 players of C9.
There it is.
At some point, it felt like it was almost doable there because his transfer was clean onto the second one, but at least C9 won that duel. And it's their turn to be 2 rounds away of closing out Sunset.
It does get scary in those moments. You're like, wait a minute. And the amount of times we've seen Oxy get shot out of his ult this series, that hurts too.
That is also very true,
yes. Showstopper comes up and it's gone down twice, I believe, almost in a row now. Yeah. Vanity starting to clap back with some of these shots, feeling good. We'll see, 11-7, 1 point off that game point. Leviathan goes for the buy. They're down in money here. If C9 can hit this, they go for the throw.
Oh, so much noise. Curveball, 2 kills, make that 3.
Spike down B.
And that's one thing you learn real quick. They've done a lot of these setups at the beginning of the round from Aspas and Tex, and this is the first time that C9 tries to just tempo really quickly towards B main, and they were greeted by a huge surprise. It's late now in round number 19 of this second map. Giving a chance here for Leviathan early. try to bring the game back.
We finally see what that Aspas and Tex hold at B looks like. Cam sees them, they throw down a gate, they get out a flash, and just start lacing through with the Phantom sprays, and specifically the Phantom sprays, so they can't be traded back as easy.
Revealing area.
Here we go towards A, dogged out, and Rooney almost got util caught, but he fires back.
That's crazy that he re-swings to pull out his weapon too, so Calm was not ready for that one. Runs up for the kill into Tex, the timing off the fault line. Rolling Thunder then answered back from the Seekers. It's a stalemate for now. Aftershock out as well. Does it contact? No, he's made it towards the back. Now Zeppa is tucked in, 30 HP. Weapon now back out. He doesn't click towards the left, but they both get the kills. Oh my God. Map point for C9.
Match point.
12-7. Rooney, that's partially what I was talking about before, that they're swinging together. C9 so much more in sync. I think that one was thank God we swung together, but still the teamwork is there to bring them to game point.
The whole right arena just erupted. Like, what the hell are you doing here, Zeppa? But there you go. They both swing through, gets that pick.
He's like, no, I was leaving that one for you. I get this one, you get
I got
that
you.
one.
You got me.
Fine. No worries. Fast push again, straight into B main here.
And already C9 understands that, runs all the way up towards middle. Spike also there. Big paranoia by King. Counter paranoia out from Vanity.
Towards
Now they're trying to pin back, but here's the thing though. The setup from Cypher is actually towards the A site this time around. There's that first tag. And Oxy already falls. Dog now towards the back of Dice, he gets stunned. Trying to get these sprays, trying to stay alive behind the cages, giving time for Leviathan to rotate across as well. Now towards a dumpster. 2 kills coming up from C9 for 1 of Leviathan. You hear that running back from Aspas. There's that pick, a pitch now towards the connector. The hat comes out, it's a 2 versus 1. The running back is over. He's now pinned back towards the back of the A site. And this is a chance now for C9 to close the map on a 2 versus 1.
Moose's lurks this game have secured some pivotal rounds right now for Cloud9. They're going to get the plant. It's going to be in front side. That's going to be a little bit tougher here if that's going to want to be a push from Aspas and for them to spam through. But Aspas' wall is down. It's just going to be the fight for fight here. Can he get the transfer? C9 set up in a bit of a contact crossfire here.
And he has no utility, and right now you just have to run the main protocols now for C9. Smoke being thrown out, even towards the staircase. Aspas is just making noise, saying, come at me, bro. Tap it onto the spike. There's that first jiggle. And see on the other end, Moose is just waiting towards long B the whole time. So they're just letting Vanity win that 1v1, and he will. And C9 will be able to push this to a 3rd map.
Leviathan are really ready to torch the map with this one. I'm interested to see how they do use the raise, how they actually get themselves into position. We just heard Ender talking about how much easier it is to get around the map there with timing being in your favor and how fast Raze can move. Here it does look like they'll focus mid a little bit, and they'll be met with 2 from C9 if they choose to push through.
Yeah. Definitely big control on middle, and of course a Viper in their composition, but in the hands of Calm, so there is no signature Sova on this map for Leviathan. With the early control that they were trying to make, the early noise that they were making on middle, pivoting all the way back towards the A site. And look at that setup on the A site for C9, though.
I was just going to say that.
Exactly.
It's crazy. You expect Tex to run up and throw a wall up, and then everybody maybe to hide underneath because Sage can block off Heaven. Well, everybody underneath is going to get cooked if they try to get there. So yeah, really cool preemptive little setup. Expecting the Sage to push through and a lot of that site to be gained by Leviathan.
Now you have 2 brains to try to learn on the fly how they could play against this Leviathan lineup. Both Rooney and Vanity calling to start pivoting towards the A site as a knife gets so much information thrown by Zeppa. That pivot is out there. 33 seconds left on the clock, but middle is open for them to pivot back if they want to.
30
Leviathan
seconds
now
left.
commits inside A to start. There's a Nanoswarm's paranoia out. There's that Flood retake, counter paranoia. First blood from Zeppa, traded out by Leviathan, who takes the advantage now. Moose staying on the top, waiting for his teammates. More jiggles out from the attack as there's 13 seconds left until we finally start the plant down on A. Oxy and Rooney with Sheris. Rooney alone, denied by King. As once again, it continues with the pistol round for Leviathan for every single match.
LEV grabs one for themselves and absorbing that waterfall from C9 right away. You saw Moose, as soon as they heard things in the site, he activated the mollies underneath, meaning nobody could get under there. They weren't trying to kill people under there. They were trying to get the fight in the front of the site, and that's what Leviathan gave them. Literally facing each one, maybe double swing, almost triple swings, to make sure C9 could not make it off of Heaven. So, one round in, Aspas with a Vandal. Why not? Making sure he hits those shots. He's going to start clearing his own space here as they get over towards A.
And a knife was thrown all the way out from the spawn to get the contact there for C9 and information, and he still want to gamble towards B. I respect it. It's an eco round for C9, and they're hoping from that knife that Leviathan's going to pivot over there. But instead, contact play, walking up, Rooney with the wide swing, and punish right away, opening things up and giving a chance here for Leviathan to walk in for the plant.
So what's their weight? What's their feel good on going in? Another peek, maybe? Oh, they're actually just letting Mazzino head in.
And dies.
Yeah. Close to the alt orb, that's going to get him one. But yeah, going in, pretty confident on just making it into the site without too much util. And a big flank watch coming in here by Com as the rest of C9 tried to get in through tree.
We're in great positions here for Leviathan. Looks in the end here that it should be a confident round win on the pulse plant for the attack, converting the pistol round win. Second smoke going out towards the tree. C9 looking for an opportunity to jump together outside of the smoke. But there's a late lurk coming in on the other end. There's the bunny hop across for both. And there's a surprise on the other end. So Vanity is left alone. Will probably save at least a paranoia and die to Spike, but you mentioned it before. Leviathan executed inside this A site. What's the play? What do we want to do? And that's the nature of the composition that they currently have. They don't have an owl drone. They don't have a knife to really try to scan out that site. So it really has to come down to like, okay, well, let's just run in, which is exactly what Mazzino just did. Interesting stat as well.
Yeah, very interesting. See if this one is the one that turns the tide of the 9-map losing streak. Already starting off good, but it doesn't mean anything right now with the way C9's been playing the mid-game of this series, I should say. Guns are there for C9 on the bonus. It's been a cat play, it's been A. So a third time towards A with this look, but Com is on a very heavy lurk to make sure C9 get no pressure towards B or mid, as King has something to say about it.
Yeah, in the bonus round, Vandal connects onto Oxy. And of course, you saw at the beginning here, Vanity was holding with the Judge, and if you've seen Sadak do this with the Judge at this spot, of course you'll see Vanity do it. One of the good guys here with the shotguns with the Bucky, and there's that contact at least on the top mid. At M3, Rooney is forced to fall back, 51 HP remaining. There is that wall for the crossover. And Moose will have to try to anchor pretty much solo at this point. 2 nanoswarms already popped out. Recon Dart to try to get info. No spray opportunity coming out here from the spawn. So Moose playing the off angle, hit by 2 flashes, and Mazzino wallbangs him.
Tough spot to play, trying to catch him off guard for maybe 1-2 with a drop in. The util is dumped into sight though. Leviathan is not taking any chances here. There's a null command or an ultimate here for Mazzino to stop something from coming in, but it does not look like they'll need any of it.
Yeah, definitely not.
Should be saved up for now.
Last 3 saved up. That's the 3rd round coming in for Leviathan, converting a bonus here, which was still, again, pretty strong. They had the Vandal coming out from King to contact first against Oxy on middle. But you're definitely seeing right now the wall to cross over, trying to run bodies in, wall banks, double flashes to take sight. So that's how you do it. You don't get scans, but hopefully you blind your opponents when you're moving in and you have the protocols for the trades. Vanity at least upgrades for the exit. Spike will go off. And the lurk comes in from Com once again.
Of course.
Of course. But no upgrades for him.
No upgrade, no. LEV with a different look each round so far. That one encroaching on mid quite heavily. They get a nice dink onto Rooney. Free space there and taking sight with a good amount of utility. See this again. So everybody lane. You don't usually get that many people lane, right? The site's being held, somebody's front, they keep control of entry if somebody's gonna swing in from main, but no. That was a train on the tracks from Leviathan going through that lane side. Bit of the same look here as they start a default portion of the map. And they say, yep, so we're just going to slow and run out of this one.
With the rifle, that Vanity save gives it to Oxy, so he gets forward position now towards main. Getting ready to double swing with the support from a Stinger. There's that first nice little tap onto Aspas. That's a star duelist for Leviathan now down early. That's
a huge frag too, because you have a Hero Phantom and Vandal for Oxy there. Everybody else is on a very low buy, getting forced into this.
Mazzino's going to be the one running in, just basically being a Cypher camera.
Ooh,
and there's that Pittsburgh knife play that Mimi was talking about. Maybe even a little bit of a Ziff wall up to look inside the window, but they decide otherwise. Walking back towards A. The lurk from King trying to find an opening. He knows that a knife is close. Oh, the tap there onto Vanity. Miscoms coming through, but at least it's a nice bait to get that kill. And now Zeppa will have to try to anchor towards the back of the generator. The wall across now, a pop flash to slow things down, giving a chance for 2 players to rotate up towards the A heaven. Storming into sight now. Zeppa comes into contact, gets the trade-off as Oxy falls. Last one to go is going to be Mazzino. Shock dart lands, no chip damage. He gets a plant down with 13 seconds left. There's a big lurk coming out right now from Moose. So Rooney's just trying to hold it out. Because that wall was up here by the stage. He's just trying to leak around it.
Oh.
Just saw him, picks him off. Elisa gets information from Moose, who swings out. And you could breathe, Alexis. Moose wins that 1v1. And C9 will finally score.
Great job. Moose has been so steady when he's been called upon in these plays. The lurks as well from Sunset here now onto Killjoy for the Ascent play and gives Cloud9 their first round. Ultimates really on deck too as well for Cloud9. There's just a few orbs as we rewatch this round one more time.
Player standing.
And Moose had to hit that shot first. Mazzino was kind of clued in to what that play was going to be based on that dart, right? He didn't have to look heaven. Mazzino had only one place to look, and Moose still wins that come up in the 1v1. Little A main control to start off, slows, and just about the kitchen sink thrown here towards the alt orb. And still control for C9. That's tough for Lev. You can't feel good about that if you're just going to throw that much in and walk away.
It's close with the judge too, and you don't want to walk into that. C9 already trying to pull back, and yeah, we have a fast rotate from Leviathan towards B.
Right into the hands of the operator. Oxy choosing right, was a little bit towards the right side for that first hit, and now ready to tear them down as they come in right into the Killjoy utility as well. C9, they may have stacked the site wrong, but they got a good hold here. Lev's util starts to come in. Nice kill on the bots. Nice kill on what would have been some of those mollies.
Oh. Moose there gets that pick onto Tex, who got hit by his teammate's paranoia, so that's a small mistake. Aspas trying to find an entry, pushing out towards the spawn. Will connect onto Rooney. Moose unfortunately couldn't anchor at the back of that B site. Vanity with the classic. Crossfire set up, close with the judge.
Cover going out.
You know it's pretty much over at this point, but he's at least trying to do some damage here. But despite that small mistake on the execution from Leviathan, the push out towards the spawn seems like C9 weren't ready for that one.
Yeah, getting through that, especially without being able to hit the alarm bot from Killjoy, being able to util destroy with the kind of util you don't usually destroy with.
Yeah.
That Viper or that Snakebite coming through.
Huge.
Incredible stuff. Just to set up Leviathan to have that much more of an advantage in the round, and they were not stopped on lane. Pushing through, flies in. That's what they were talking about. The distance you can clear is not just switch, it's the sight.
Yeah.
And Aspas just rolls on through.
And you saw that snake bite on that lane was also a ruse there to force the players to play back boathouse.
Fourth round loss, that post plant take by Cloud9. Now on the low buy. Leviathan has not played as aggressive on this as they did with the previous maps. They're getting set up, then they're hitting. I think that's a little bit what you said before is they don't have the find with Sova. They don't have that sonar. They have to guess and then run in as the death ball that would take the site together, and that teamwork has been coming out on top of these plays. Not too much push on the extremities here for C9. They're still doing a bit of guessing, but Not bad positioning here for the middle of the round.
And that's one of the things you could think about here. This type of wall that you're throwing here from Calm, it doesn't really allow for them to take an early mid control. So this is a great opportunity for later rounds if Oxy has an operator to really try to hold that mid. As again, because they don't have a recon dart or a fade eye to push them out to get scans, this would be a good way here to punish. We'll have to see in the later rounds now for C9 when they get the gun round. To start things off, there's a bit of util. It's not being cleared. The dig, second dig, it stays alive at 1 HP. Finally, Oxy comes in forward. The dash forward to get the pick off on the text finally. That spike down. He'll get picked up. And he knows he's trying to hunt him down. The last 3 players of Leviathan inside B. And they close the market door.
30 seconds left.
What a heady play off the spike, knowing it could go down in that tight pinch. They get the quick Omen ultimate. Now it B, and it pressures this Blade Storm to come up even bigger now.
King has second smoke. There you go. Pops it up, delays even more.
Tough.
Not giving a chance here for Rooney and Oxy to come out from the market. So they have to opt now to go towards the spawn. Aspas is not looking towards the right area. Because of that recon dart that got popped there by Rooney. A 2v2. Cannot win the fight against King, and it's up to Oxy alone. Another contact gives him a dash. Looks towards the right, cannot connect, and unfortunately couldn't pull out the stinger on time. But have done some good damage here on the lower bite for Cloud9. At the end of the day, Leviathan still takes the lead on their attacking side.
5-1 on that. And another different look using the Omen ultimate. Sometimes we see go to not waste, but just round after round, no option to use it, but instantly deploying that strategy here with the mess that happened on Cat. They're able to easily get away from it.
Yeah.
And just cause trouble at B. Oh, the chance here too. That moment that made you hold your breath. But Oxy missing those, and they're able to get it back. Push towards B. Leviathan again across the map to start this one off.
You heard noise now towards the B side. A knife was thrown once again from spawn towards A for Cloud9, not spotting anybody. And looks like Oxy was ready to rotate right away, but maybe a call to maybe stay there. As Leviathan has not added more pressure towards this B side. The call from the IGL saying this is a default, this is a fake. The pivot might still come back towards the A site for you.
Ready for the double res round? Mazzino goes in, dies with all, dies again, then they get text to res him. You just can't kill this team. So many options, but yeah, they can absolutely play this a little aggressive, look for the trade and get that res.
Oh, but the second knife also doesn't get information, so Zeppa is not in a position where he could spam through and ult running out towards the A side. So it really comes down to these two on the high-low in heaven. Utility now forces the op away. Slower, not allowing here Oxy to walk out, so it's up to Moose alone. Down towards Hell to swing out with the first headshot. Trying to surprise other ones, but it's 2 players swimming against him. At the jump up is Aspas. Oxy had a sixth sense, has support. There's the wall. Pain Shell's now pushing players back, and the res comes up on the King. Advantage back for Leviathan on the pulse plant. So much util to keep them at bay.
Tree hit coming in slow, paranoia, but they can't even play off it. They're still pushed out of sight just for the delay. And God, what a nightmare for Oxy to try to play off heaven there. Caught the slow, almost, you'd rather the slow than a smoke when the op is there. Oxy can't peek, goes to peek, gets a wall in his face and a bunch of nades. That is just one way to shut down the operator even when it's at your site. Great stuff by Leviathan. Flawless on there, and 4 will live. Looks a little swapped if it were last season. C9 saving them.
Unfortunate there that the second knife thrown by Zeppa couldn't get that information for C9 to get ready to at least spray from tree into A main. So now Leviathan once again snowballing the economy. Maxing no matter what into the next round is calm. And C9 really scratching for something this round. Bulldog for Moose, but has a lockdown. Doesn't want to play too deep inside the site so they can use their ult for the retake. And also trying to put Oxy in position to play with that turret towards B main.
They're just pushing forward right through the one-way. They are not really respecting the utility that's coming out here because they're getting the trades, they're getting the fights, the confidence just there for Leviathan. And we'll actually see how they take this, because not having at least another initiator on here to get them past, or not another initiator, but one to see what's going on like a Sova, they're taking these sites flawlessly. They're finding the angles, creating the ones that they need, and it's not even Aspas having to do a whole bunch of glorious things to get in. It's teamwork. It's been wild from Leviathan here for map 3 as they bring out this new comp. And it looks like they will just wait again before they pull the trigger on what is an A hit. All 4 detected. And that's going to mean the jig is up.
Yep, there was definitely a chess match of utility going in from both ends, which allowed Vanity to squeak inside line, trying to surprise some opponents with the knife-grabbing 4, funneling this time into the up. So it's beautifully set up here for Oxy to get first blood if Leviathan continues to work towards this B site. But an orb thrown on the attack. Moose instantly with the lockdown with 30 seconds left. Still giving a chance for Oxy to set up. There's that wall bang off the text. Showstopper in. Goes out towards the logs. He gets a second kill for it before he dies. And Moose connects onto Aspas, holding down this B site. The last 2 players are detained. Moose is trying to find him.
10 seconds.
There's one.
Enemy
The
remaining.
headshot across. Upgrading a weapon. And Mazzino is there. Dropped by Moose again. Big round for the rookie of Cloud9.
Moose on the loose. What a round coming in to pick up the second one on that. The preemptive lockdown as well. Leviathan met walls on that round. We were asking what happens once they start getting in the site. Well, if they can't start getting in the site, they got snuffed at A and snuffed at B. They don't get the kills. And it was Aspas having to do something glorious this round, right? Could not get in. The kill was almost there, but Moose came up big with 3 to lock it down. Operators there for Oxy. We're going to get the Odin.
They're doing a great job there on the floor to get us back in the game right away.
Absolutely. Thank you for your patience. We are ready for gameplay. Operator there for Oxy. That's going to be the cat push just to make sure mid is covered, but definitely a dash out. Got himself pinned in the corner already. And again, you called it, Vans, this mid play has been an advantage once they can wall off and get themselves through this alarm bot to crash B. And Calm is ready for just that.
And also, look at Rooney's position. He's just set up to maybe wallbang with an Odin towards B main, but also towards Market if they actually decide to do that. So the alarm bot just got broken. The wall came up. There's the execution from Leviathan. Pop flash coming through from Zeppa, though. He gets nailed by the paint shells out from Aspas. And instead of the wallbangs, they don't want to let them know that there's an Odin yet for C9. As now he ADS punished. Moose in the same position, but too many players from Leviathan there. An opportunity for surprise plays, but all caught individually. Leviathan gets an open B site for a plant, and the last 2 players instantly saving.
It might be Aspas that takes a different route, but Lev have committed to lane side almost every time they've come B.
For Market, yeah.
Just a swarm down lane is impossible to stop for everybody in sight. A tried and true push by them. They get B to come up again, and again, that mid play is what opens up the map for them. They get this Cloud9 rotation separated. As we were saying, Cloud9 is anchoring their sights a bit, so you can split them up if they're still in those anchor spots. You have all that time to work with the spike going down as they rotate over. A hold to come in here for C9 if they can stay alive from Lev's pressure.
Vanity just got spotted now.
Ooh.
He's trying to stay alive as the opshot unfortunately was missed by Oxy. Now he's gonna head it down at Wine. There's that first contact. Up draft, Shorty! Wait! Oh! The dink can connect the second one, and Aspas gets 4 in the round, and that, I was gonna say, there was going to be a round where they could potentially buy another Odin here and then use the op around. But unfortunately, they lose the operator.
And that's now 6 ult points for Aspas. Just look at that. One commits the site, and everybody else is just like, where are they going to peek from? Fish in a barrel.
34
I
HP.
love that view.
Yeah.
Awesome mouse control there by
quick.
Aspas.
Flash coming out. Wall bang from Oxy. And that's Blade Storm available for that too. So you saw the buy coming out from Vanity, I think, for Oxy for him to get a Vandal here. So he pops the knives and drops here the Vandal for Vanity to work with. So back to a gun round for C9.
Calm is already deep in wine right now. They're saying he's just pinged the turret. So Killjoy is at A. You can expect a bit of utility to be strewn about tree. And that's what they're going to look for right now.
King's the one lurking this time. Made it all the way up towards Pizza while Aspas is trying to create noise here towards Garden. He hears a jump that's going to punish Vanity, who jumps around and gives a nice chance here for the rotate to happen. A potential trade. He TPs away. Stuck in a corner, though. Rooney trying to fight him. He'll trade it out. Meanwhile, though, the plant is happening towards the A site. Nice little first and second contact. Once again, beautiful play by Rooney. And with a combination through, gets the paint to allow Moose to pick up the last 2 kills.
What a play there. Good adaptation by C9. That was almost an instant round change for LEV, right? They get Calm into position, he pings the turret. All right, we take down util on tree, we take down the turret, and then they're gonna move around on defense. Moved around a little less than they thought, and C9 still able to get into position to retake A. They were not fooled. Really nicely done as LEV's trying to play this little util destroy game and get C9 out of position. It takes a lot more than that at this point. 7-3 here, could easily be a 7-5 with the momentum C9 has. Oxy still with these early peaks on B main.
That's a slower fake now towards the B main, pulling Zeppo away from the A side. But again, the KJ playing towards the A site. There's still a lot of util to try to delay. Moose trying to hop back up to get a position on Heaven so he could fall back.
Yep.
Allowing C9 to play the retake should they get swarmed here. Jumps now. Audio being heard by Vanity and on top of Catwalk, and he was pushing out the whole way.
Showstopper in sight.
Paranoia 2 to ensue, clearing it out. Snake bites. You see the util being thrown right now. Oh, it misses! And Vanity is able to move forward to get the kill onto Calm. Zep on the top of Heaven, catching Aspas with util in his hands, headshots him. As King instantly becomes the last player standing. Double swing out towards the Heaven. You see the confidence right now from Cloud9, breaking the door, moving in, trying to hunt him down.
That is the exact word I was about to use. This looked like their pistol retake where they just waterfall into sight. The confidence behind each other on that swing of Heaven was incredible. Absolutely taking Leviathan off guard. You saw Aspas's ulti go right through the door and just missing the shoulder of C9 Vanity, able to pick up a few in sight. So nicely controlled there on around. Leviathan had planned out with an ultimate for Aspas.
Yeah.
And they pushed back hard, so that 7-5 is much more in the mirror or in view now. And King hears this. He's just ready for the swing.
Moose once again.
Yeah, Moose is just cleaning up on these extra kills. No pressure to him when it comes up. 9-7-2 there just behind Oxy. Ultimate for Moose about to come up. If he can get 2 on this round or even focus an orb. Oxy and Moose have actually been focusing B main pretty hard, so we'll see if they try to do that this time. Moose isn't back towards A. Let's see what the setup is. It is that A setup. It's just going to be Rooney and Oxy at B. And it is going to be a B hit from Leviathan. Calm's ult to possibly come in if they can get into sight, but this low buy for the last round of first half, gonna make it tough.
Change of pace too. Underhand throw under the Viper orb to try to push forward. Knife to try to eliminate some of that util. A TP came towards the back of the site, but it got canceled. This might get hurt, and still C9 were able to hold with the 3 players inside the site. More players falling down. Calm is alone. And Calm will also fall. We end up at a 5-7 half where C9 is showing some life.
Switching sides.
Great control over that round. C9 approached that round like they knew what LEV were doing, because they did. They've seen it before. How many times have we actually seen people in sight looking for that wall? They finally use it, instantly taken off of the wall. C9 prepared for this protocol. They're feeling it too. They're feeling it.
Everybody's been vibing today for sure, and Rooney's fired up for sure. A hype man with Moose, with the rest of the team.
All the way to 3 games for Leviathan and C9. Time off for these teams as LEV has worked on the current crew and C9 to make changes. Able to put up that 7-5 first half here on Ascent. Possibly take this series to start off stage 1. Little push into A. It doesn't look like LEV's going to want to stay there fully. They'll play retake here happily at this point as Tree is control for them. In this split for C9 though, they're going to look to find a peeker, find one lurker, anybody on a walkabout here.
And beginning of this round, Tex already had to use a slow orb and is a heal on himself because he got popped here by Zeppa. Then also now the wall comes up early. And we'll just knife it out, wait it out at the same time. Leviathan not budging off the noise that's being made, though, by Cloud9. Only one shot. So they don't know that there's actually two players here. Knife comes in again. We're just playing Minecraft at this point.
Oh.
Can you find your treasure now?
3 here.
Oxy trying to go with the dash activate. The trade across not there for C9, but they fall back now towards middle. Vanity did lurk across, though, at the switch.
Oh, this is
30 seconds
incredible.
left.
That actually, Mazzino's kill is huge to stop this rotation over. They're not going to have numbers to sight now.
Exactly. And Zeppa cannot get the contact off the flash, and that's the spike down. Mazzino did a great job here to cut these rotates, and the lurk now disabled pretty much. A flawless for Leviathan. And this is what the first map where they win both pistols. And that was an important pistol for Leviathan to maintain their lead on Ascent.
Cloud9 getting caught up in the crossfire there. Both of B area and market. Really tough to break through there. And what a read
1 enemy remaining.
as well by Leviathan. Super patient, and they got everybody from C9 basically to face them in a firefight there with what they chose. Second round coming in, not going to see any of those Vandals. We do have the judge for Calm though, as he plays it close on B main. The Sheriff for Rooney already down to 21 HP as he tries to get the first shot off. And that far knife from the other side, a nice hit from Market mid.
Done a lot of damage at the same point too. Rooney at 21 HP and trying to find a timing, and with that wall coming up, it's going to make it a little bit more difficult. And also the audio cue there, the audio cue rather, is there. Beautiful flash though. Triple swing right behind that, and that's Aspas down. Upgrading to a submachine gun to dash across the lurk. Couldn't work out for Moose though. At least C9 have made it inside the A site for a plan.
Oxy's got that gun too. If they confront one of these choke points, they can get quite a few kills. King's gonna help out by taking Zeppa though, 4v3 on the retake.
Spectre could be everything inside the site now in the hands of Oxy. Rooney also still has his Sheriff. It looks like he's playing all the way back here towards the A site. Does he have a lineup for shot darts? No, it was just for a recon dart on the top of heaven. There's that first kill on the attempt of a retake from Leviathan. A 3 versus 3. Instantly 2 kills, and Rooney with the Sheriff! A thrifty round for C9 to answer right back.
Again. One on Icebox, one now coming on to Ascent. Rooney down to 21 HP at the beginning of the round, actually still comes up with kills at the end, but that wall, the wall that Tex plays, I think threw Aspas off just a bit because they were able to land on the wall and peek around it, giving them a high-low to get that first weapon into Oxy's hands. Interesting choice. C9 pushing through as a team, gathering the guns and just waltzing right in for the eco. That thrifty was huge for them. 6 to 8 here. Cloud9 still known for it apparently as we enter stage 1 of 2024 to get those eco rounds.
And C9 now through a knife, clears out one into the top of the stone boxes on the right side of the A site, allowing C9 to creep up. Ares being shot, Odin being shot by Moose to try to just wall bang a bit if he can. But that's just a ruse for the rest of C9 to just execute for Planet A.
Yeah. Easy entrance here. They can just get themselves into sight and wait for this. It's going to be pistols on the entry. I wonder if Leviathan even just hide for as long as possible to avoid any alt orbs here.
Yeah, Rooney's so close to these, right? Wouldn't be surprised if he's going to start hunting down too. A great start for him in the second half. Did a lot of damage and allowing C9 to win that thrifty and build that money up. In great position is Moose. Mazzino, unfortunately, unfortunately for Vanity, gets picked off here by Mazzino. Oxy trying to move close with the judge, being slowed down. Does get that pick onto Calm, but 3 players swing up towards tree. They're making it expensive.
Okay.
Really expensive so far. Ooh. The rest hunting forward. You're lucky at least in the end right now for C9 that they did get at thrifty on that second round, right? The eco win. So it allows for them to get a lot of money here to still get a pretty decent gun round.
Yeah. There's one person on low armor as we see once more. Good pressure here. Leviathan to get in. Odin is saved coming into the next round. That's going to go back to Moose. And Lev back onto weapons. We'll see how they really use this defensive composition, or this composition, I should say, on defense now with weapons. The one way's played for stall.
Knife goes
here?
Out.
Yeah.
The left spike and spawn. So Zeppa has to run late, pick it up.
Spike retrieved.
Or at least it's for him to pivot back towards the B site.
Default wall being thrown here. Not default, but Com using that mid to be to cat wall. And this mid push, they're trying to actually see if they'll still get to peek on Cat. They found a fight here almost every round, and Lev will give it again.
Big flash too. Double stack towards that left side at Dog here on Catwalk for Leviathan. But they did some damage onto Oxy. As soon as he got the first contact there onto Aspas through the Cloudburst and tried to escape, it instantly got dinked, trying to rotate back. That's going to weaken things as C9 is also dashless to try to get inside wherever they're trying to go with 45 seconds left.
If C9 only knew, A is theirs almost every round. Where they have to respect the setup they've seen. It's just the Tex and Aspas and Tree, and now only Tex. All this time being bought here with how Lev has played the defense before, making Cloud9 think twice. They'll know they have a free site, though.
Big trade.
Big trade in mid as this plant goes down. A little bit of a push-up coming in from Oxy. Could be the key factor here.
So now you have a 3-on-3 on A site and a 1v1 on B. Spike now planted on the ACF for Cloud9. Owl drone to push forward, leaving Oxy in that same position, spotting at least one. Oh, no way. Gets that first kill, turns around for the second, traded out by Aspas. That 1v1 towards B was won by Moose. So it's Aspas alone, pinched. Nice shot at least. And he's gonna attempt to save this.
Yeah. Oh. I thought for a moment they were actually looking right at Oxy.
I thought I was looking at Vanity at that point.
And then you're like, okay. Everybody was considering it clear. Aspas going to save here. Cloud9 coming up with another round. Look at the kills too. Spawn, mid, back of tree, spawn. Cloud9 encroaching so far into the defensive side to throw Leviathan off of timing and where the game state of the map might be. And now Leviathan's going to call that timeout as we watch this replay.
Exactly, especially off that. You were talking about those kills, those deep kills towards spawn, and it was like one-on-one peaks, but perfect trades in the end on both ends that favored C9 pretty much. Hey,
right.
So they have to activate somewhere else, but there's not too much of that battle from the rest of Leviathan, at least trying to fight towards B main or something. And what's been really good as well for C9 is that they kept the economy very low for Leviathan since that thrifty eco, which then also means you can't really get an operator out early for anybody of Leviathan.
Yeah. And Leviathan even spread amongst themselves, using the credits they can to get some hero buys in. As Vanity trying to give him a different look. The star peeks it again. Oh, okay, Vanity. You're feeling the headshots right now that they can take these chances.
Group it up now. Odin being shot. Com is trying to play close with this Bucky. Orb's gonna get picked up. There's the execution. One of the rare moments of C9 moving in towards B. Com, though, has lurked around and gets the kill with the Bucky. Trying to answer back, gets a second somehow. And finally, he gets traded out. But this is room to breathe for Leviathan, because Aspas has a hero rifle here. C9 moving inside the B site for a plant at least.
Good job. Okay.
Let's slow it down for a bit. There's another slow up too, but it's going to keep them close. That forces out the Hunter's Fury. There's that first ping though, and King gets the kill with the Odin. Off from the lane. Almost got that kill onto Aspas.
30 seconds left.
Now there's 30 seconds left. It's C9's time to try to do some hero plays. Planning outside in the open. Oxy was trying to use his reaction time to get off it, and then to push forward if somebody was fighting back against him. 2v2. Vanity saving the round so far for C9 as it's up to Tex. Small shields, there's one to trade out from Oxy.
Incredible.
And C9 take the lead.
The smoke delays. Oxy planting in the open. I felt like my heart was gonna stop. What? This is incredible. In the face of danger, Cloud9 picking up the wins, playing together, and the stall on that was so good. Even after these kills from Com, they still get themselves in. Against all odds, they lose a bunch of they don't a bunch of alts, but they lose the Sova ult there, and you just thought it was going to the wayside for C9, but no way. They take that home.
You finally saw a little bit of that value of that wall that Calm is placing towards his B side to just jump around left and right on lane. Also forcing double decays when you're trying to run through from B main into lane when you're finally going to get these gun rounds for LEV. But so far, it seems like C9 doesn't want to test it a second time. No. Back to what they're known for, working towards A, and King is doing a little bit of vanity there. And the Yellow Drone's going to clear him out, the wall bangs. Makes it out alive.
Cloud9 pushing back quite hard since that Leviathan timeout. Mid control, still watching tiles. It looks like it's going to be this A play once again, but this time LEV's in A. They aren't playing this tree rotate out retake. They're meeting it head on. Still waiting, still pushing. They are going to go back to a bit of the tree hold, but still now have this A anchor and difference.
Quicker way to break down the walls here with the Odin instead of knifing it across. Tex now walking forward as the wall comes down, gets an instant punish with the spike down. Mazzino answering at the top of mid as well from Pizza. Moose ADSing, nice shot there onto Aspas, a little bit of an overcommitment, but also respected because Vanity TP to grab the spike and they're moving into the A site.
Delay from the lockdown to come in, but it looks like Tex wants to make a play.
He made it through. He made it through now. Vanity was squeezed back down towards Hell. And as he tries to call it for his teammates, Rooney's there for the save once again from A main. Mazzino stuck, wall bang by Moose. C9 at 10.
Moose just lacing people right now with that Odin from site to site. Where do they go next? A nice bit of a mid play here. Oxy to open things up. Getting the spike down in this Omen play that we keep seeing seems to just be top notch.
Nice! Come on, baby. We didn't get Let's go, baby! And we hit the strat.
And they're hyped, man. They are hyped.
Well, especially when you're
second decision to make the mid round last. The last round, rather, it was playing towards mid, finding those few frags, and then boom, again towards A once they could hit it. Just methodical right now with how C9 is figuring out Leviathan, instantly denying a push towards B main control right off the bat here.
And then I was a paranoid thrown on the attack. Now pivoting back towards mid. Leviathan also rotating out just to try to add a little bit more pressure. Maybe even pinching from everywhere, but they decide otherwise. Just stack up towards tree. They've been reading his hits towards the A site.
It's that play again. It's okay, mid, 2 and 2. Cat and A. We pinch, we squeeze them in, you take them out. Already pushed back towards tree here. This low buy doesn't give LEV much room to work with if they're finding the util dump from Cloud9.
Yeah.
And A site is C9's once again with a big lurk coming in from Vanity.
Yeah, you're able to slow down the A entrance, but you've given up tree, and there's 3 players walking out in that area. The other 2 players for C9, they'll take it. They're holding pulse plants outside towards the A main. In great position right now. And this time it's Vanity on the lurk. He's on a lurk with an Odin.
Shadows traveling.
Nice little molly here to try to flush him out. Lots of damage being done, and there's that lurk. There's 2. Yeah. King trying to answer back, trying to do whatever he can, but you definitely know this round is looking to be pretty good for Cloud9 to seal the deal in this round, especially with those 2 kills from Rooney. Again, those 2 newcomers for Cloud9 are making a huge difference here on Ascent.
And you're almost expecting there to be no lurk at this point. You're like, okay, there's Moose. Moose is in sight. We saw him a little bit on the take, so we're good, right? No, Vanity is now taking up that job, and he'll be smoking from across the map and coming in a little bit later to help clutch the site.
The neighbor was an Omen.
And a casual 20 bomb now from Oxy on the other end, 20 for King. We haven't really seen too many of these duels of a 1 versus 1 between Oxy and Aspas, right? Aspas focusing a lot on the B side at the beginning. All of C9 really fighting towards the A side, mid towards Cat. It seems there's still no answer for Leviathan on the amount of times we're heading towards A. Again, but a different tempo. Done early in the round. Spike is already down. Oxy made it across, down to 21 HP, was wallbanged there from the top of heaven. There's the head-to-head, but King steals the kill away. With Spike down out in the open, showstopper available, not anymore. 1-for-1, Rooney alone. Lurk on the top, the lineup on 2, connects there. And it's up to him and King. Al Joan available. 3 seconds on the recon dart as well. King hiding it back around the dice. So Rooney runs with no information whatsoever. King looking to move back towards the A main. Out in the open, King gets the pick, and Leviathan stay alive.
That was an incredibly necessary round for Leviathan, coming down to the last drop, the last player in King. And he gets the crown for a very necessary round. We'll see this again. The first time we've seen C9 have to worry about the spike being down. They've had control of each round. Messes them up just a little bit. Almost looked like they could repair the situation, but LEV come out on top. They have 5 ultimates coming in around 21. You have to expect they roll another one over in their favor here.
And they know it's an expensive round that Leviathan won. So Oxy's pulling out the Outlaw. Cannot have enough here for an operator, but they'll still use an Outlaw.
And he can get great value on those few low armor buys.
Exactly.
3 of them on the side of Leviathan with his Outlaw may string true. Still a lot of pressure on LEV here, the 11-9 score line. They cannot afford to mess up around and have that money reset.
They also need to keep Zeppa alive right now for Cloud9. Having that null command would be huge against the attempt at a retake for Leviathan with these 5 ults that they currently have. All of them working up towards the middle except for Vanity, breaking the wall towards the A site. Keeping the players at bay this time. Yes, Aspas is finally playing towards the A site because they pitted early towards B.
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade.
Lots of room now.
Yeah.
That's really the... Not too many weaknesses, but you're using bodies to try to get information into fight from tree and from switch to top mid.
This is such a new look from C9. Fully spread out in a default. 30 seconds left on the round as they start to work towards mid with an idea here for B.
And this time they're giving that Vandal over to Oxy because they need him to entry. Jump spotting, finding information. Null command comes out early. And that was actually done on the defensive side. 22 seconds left on the clock. Pivoting back towards A.
Cover going out.
And this time it's the attacker side using it, so there's no showstopper available now for Leviathan inside the site, but it doesn't matter. Aspas gets the first kill. King is there for the support. Finally, the Odin comes in. Tex trying to find a timing towards the back, has a res at the same time. Rooney once again alone. Body is showing out the cape as well. Swings out and tries to get the kill, but cannot. The fuse now comes in for Leviathan. And off that second timeout, we're also seeing life out of the defensive side.
That is an incredibly big round again for Leviathan. They lose this, they get 1,900 credits in the pocket. Now they get a bit of money. Doesn't even mean they can full buy across the board, mind you, but they do get the necessary money to keep this momentum going. What a retake. We're going to get a timeout here from C9 to that thrifty. Absolutely punishing for LEV as they finally get their footing back here to come back in. LEV getting the money sorted out. They did actually have enough to drop on those buys, so they do find full armor even with the money going back down to 1,900.
Interesting, but the knife doesn't really allow for them to get more space behind the Hunter's Fury, and now is thrown here by Mazzino to get the information off the 2 at the beginning. So it allows Tex to throw a wall up.
Yeah.
But this is very early, right? He already threw that slow orb and then the wall, and look at his util. All he has left is a res. And of course, a Vandal in his hands, and he could do a lot of magic with that as well. With C9 pivoting back to play contact at M2. Spike being dropped to make an audio
I
cue.
have the spike. Right here.
Both players now creeping up towards M3. And that's Zeppa and Moose. Trying to walk around and trying to get a backstab, and they'll get it. Mazzino falls. And at the same time, Zeppa is all the way out towards the spawn at B. Yes, there's an exchange of battle here, and there's that lurk play. Beautiful here for Cloud9. Advantage comes in for them, but they're a little bit spread across the map. King has to come up huge now. Oh, what a shot there onto Moose. Last 2 players grouping together against the last 2 of Leviathan. Both of them moving towards the A heaven.
30 seconds left.
King pivoted once again to meet up with Calm at the door and looking to backstab the backstabbers.
Perfect timing here. The buddy system going to be working out great for Leviathan as they can get themselves back to safety. Do they stick together? No, they decide to split.
Recon dart outside of the smoke, allowing here for the plant to come down. Two individual 1v1s potentially here. Snake bites being thrown from Calm. Pivoting back towards the dice. King is moving towards Generator. Nice little first shot by Rooney. There's King to trade it back. A 1v1, half HP is Rooney. Suppresses, King has the paranoid now, hits it. TP on the top. Trying to find it, the headshot from King. A 4K in a round, and Leviathan tie up this game.
Incredible stuff from King in the last moment. The Omen play everyone wishes they could nail, but some reason we miss it. What a play. King just playing that so calm. And I love the fact that Calm was the distraction. Calm made so much noise in heaven that they had to think both were there. No one was looking at the flank.
That was me internally.
And then King.
I was yelling, but holy crap, that was a play by King.
Oh my gosh.
Stealing sight.
The patience he has, hit by a suppress, winning it through.
Woo. And that's the vibe they needed. The timeouts for Leviathan now coming in.
It came down to the wire as well, off a timeout from C9 that just happened here. And now the momentum, you mentioned it, the vibe that we needed for Leviathan. It continues on with also now the economy in their favor.
Yeah,
the ult economy
so
also
big.
in their favor. C9 having to fight back once again. Not as strong as a lead as they had before. At the beginning of the second half. They'll try once again to go for an instant pop towards the A site. Tech's now waiting just to contact towards Cat. The wall up will not allow the lurk to happen. And there's the exec. Tech's trying to run through, shooting a bit, and they're doing all the damage. Perfect second slow orb. He fully blinded though. Zeppa answers back. Mazzino comes across, and the timing on that one is not in his favor either. And somehow, a slight overheat from Leviathan. Punished right away. Tap on the spike, and no Calm is here. Calm trying to get the wall back shots, but does not connect. Another tap once again. Pain shells.
They're getting good util out here.
They know Aspas is at the top though. And what maybe could save him is hopefully a knife, but it's in 23 seconds only. So that showstopper may do a lot of damage. Rooney down low at 21.
There.
To jump up on the generator. Second shot dart, no contact onto Aspas. A lurk around here from the top. Zeppa breaking the window. As now the players are running down. Jump spot on the first. Trying to go for a second jump spot. It's at half. Nice little first shot. Second one coming through. And now Zeppa has to try to win a 2v1. There's that first. Good play the time. Comes across on the left side. Aspas pushing forward. Zeppa gets the 4K. And a Red Bull clutch to put C9 at map and series point.
It's incredible the amount of rounds that are coming down to these 1v1s right now. Calling on everything from the players in this individual moment. Round after round. King doing what he can for the team. Zeppa doing what he can for his team here in a huge clutch. And they have to do a lot. On the other side, you have a 30 bomb from King on Leviathan, doing
Insane.
everything to keep them in this and bring it to OT as Cloud9 go back to the mid-strat.
Momentum back in the favor of Cloud9. Money in shambles for Leviathan. No command to push through, and Text instantly on the pivot for the flank. Has a timing here, has all the information, but only has a stinger. Still drops the no command. The trades come out for Leviathan. Up to Moose alone. Has the lockdown and is forced to pull it out right away.
Solo Moose. Everybody knows where he is now.
Oh, and the res too. It's the bait to push this into extra innings.
What a series to start us off for stage 1. OT on the books. And we're gonna get it switched up now. C9 on that defensive side here as we see the round again. LEV's gonna go back to attack. And we're gonna get this reset. Find so many holes in what Leviathan's trying to bring to the table. And also Leviathan as well, still having the all-star fraggers, Aspas, King, the rest of the team, whenever they're needed to keep this going.
Pop flash being done here to try to get some early orb control. Elise in the cubby for Leviathan. Vanity still trying to jump spot. Almost had a timing there, and King chooses to just stay out in the open to not eat the pre-fired shots from Vanity. A stalemate in this moment, a smoke now being thrown instead of a one-way. Just to keep now the enemies at bay. Leviathan trying to pivot back towards Cat though.
A lot of cat play, a lot of tree play from both teams.
Big paranoia. That slows down the push once again, allowing the wall to get broken. And here comes the chaos inside the smoke. First blood this time for Leviathan. Trying to run through again, maybe trying to look for a play. Zeppa doesn't have any more flashes. Aspas somehow gets a wall bang onto Moose as he falls as well. Plat now coming in for Leviathan.
Good little chip damage, but is it enough? 5v3 here. And
so
they
annoying.
still haven't got tree back.
Finally, as they break the second wall, that could allow for them to go for a 3-2-1 swing. But instead, one was caught with a reload, allowing Rooney, or forcing Rooney to peek alone. At least he stays alive.
You still have Calm just lurking around the map during all of this too. So many options for LEV to clean it up.
Up draft, avoids, a shorty once again denied. And also the eight's denied by Rooney. 4 HP, Tex wins it, and Leviathan, they're the ones now at map and series point.
One of the first rounds we saw everyone try to fight there in tree, and I think the big factor is Cloud9 could not get through tree. We saw the push coming from Vanity on the other side, but it was slowed, it was walled, and when it's walled, it creates such a tighter choke point you don't want to get through. That bit of mistiming gives Leviathan the momentum, gives them the upper hand, and they're wrapped immediately. And they're watching towards mid, something C9 has loved in these rounds. The 3-2 split across the map, though, is the protocol for round 26 in Cloud9's book.
And he's looking to wallbang this from the top of Radiant boxes. Knife is close, Recon on the top, that pings him, and that gives a chance now for Cloud9 to move forward. Look at this push, though, from Catwalk. Leviathan has 2 players moved up. All of C9 now moving out towards B main. And Vanity will be the late lurk. Odin continues to spray across. Oxy just trying to answer back through the smoke as well. Everybody stays alive for now.
No damage? How? How? Tell me how.
Everybody's just shooting blanks at this point.
Not even a chip. All right, so the mollies are gone, though. It looks like Oxy wants to dash straight out. Gonna have to wait another 8 seconds as this pings if they don't shoot the knife. All right. They're ready, but this lurk from Vanity could call differently.
Yeah, and then at the minute mark, they actually put this wall up. So Vanity has to do everything to try to break down this wall. But as they do this here, the pivot is out from Leviathan to take control of A main. So a late rotate from C9 to A could potentially be a loss. And even they move towards B, there's 3 players there.
They're just waiting for the smokes.
They have to be on point now on the execute. Calm rotating back, pushing out the top of the lane. There's that dash in from Oxy. King just waiting inside of that smoke. Players now moving down on the other end. Pinch from behind, Calm gets one, Moose as well. Advantage up for C9. 3 players to fall. 13 seconds left, the plant will come down. Tex and Aspas looking to fight back. 2 players staying behind the boathouse for Cloud9 as the other 2 are playing contact first at the staircase. Odin in the hands of Oxy. As Aspas is now starting to close the gap. You hear the Odin being shot on the other end. Alarm bot now, Nanostorm. Aspas is now slowed down. Cannot get across, has 2 satchels to work with, but decides to walk forward instead. A 1-for-1, last one on the lane. And we will go once again to a second overtime.
Cloud9 replicating a strat they used a few times throughout this game that was at A. Wait until 30 seconds. There's, again, not a lot defensively for Leviathan to stop an incredibly hard hit. 30 seconds, they nail B site as soon as Vanity is done messing with Cat in that wall, trying to just get a little bit of distraction down. So really nice overall map play there to keep Leviathan thinking. And also Cloud9's banking on the fact that they're going to be hitting the site with less numbers that late into the round. It's on Leviathan now to put up a strategy back onto attack as we're into round 27, OT number 2.
Odin spray on middle because of his Viper wall, was trying to get something on top mid. Op in the hands of Oxy. And he actually avoided, walked across a snake bite. Down to low HP, has the dash and trying to move forward to potentially try to get the pick into Calm. But Calm knows better, just tucks in. There's that wall for the split. Now Oxy's just waiting. and gets that pick. No more splits coming in from Leviathan. Lots of them being spotted out here towards the market. And Leviathan still engaged towards the entry. Nice little shot there onto Moose through the smoke, tying things up on a 4-4. Rooney now answers back as Mazzino's trying to find another surprise kill inside spawn. King doing the same. Oh, it's loose. He loses the fight to Vanity with the judge somehow. Spike, meanwhile, though, has been planted. 2 players left.
Good paranoia.
Aspas is blind, forced to fall back. Tex is trying to make a play. The sprays now from the spawn. One is suppressed. No heals, no slow orbs. So Tex is just trying to move forward. And it's beautiful. Beautifully done by Cloud9. Instant trades to put them back in the lead.
They have not previously taken out that B main lurk on the mid player from Leviathan. Oxy's first kill here was so big on the round to make sure it faltered in market. See the pushes, the plays. C9 shuts it down.
I can't believe Vanity won that one. That potentially could have been everything too, because that would have been giving King position into market. Point was only at 13 kills while Oxy was at 20, and this time he's at 24. Duelists now making and putting work for both of these teams. Now backs against the wall, Leviathan running the same type of defense. Tex trying to hold up Catwalk. Mazzino trying to get wall bangs here from Market into the top of Cat. Knife will actually spot the Duelist.
See if they get the play here. Waiting for the pop flash bounce from Zeppa as soon as the smoke clears. And I think we get Oxy into tree.
Okay, different type of wall here too, but it gets instantly broken, so no time to react. As it funnels in Oxy, Tex gets the easy kill. And that's a beautiful first blood now for Leviathan. Big flash now, Aspas blinded at Dice. C9 closing in. Vanity using his own smoke as for cover. But then just seeing Rooney run through, Aspas gets a second showstopper. Rooney doesn't need it so far, not finally pops it out. But Tex steals the kill. And we're tied once again.
Switching sides. Overtime.
Each round is so confidently swung in favor of the other team as we go back and forth. Like, oh, perfect, yeah, they're gonna get that next one. No, Leviathan snapped back that hard. Round 29 now between C9 and LEV as we get into our third round of OT here. It looks like it's going to be a big stack up by C9 over towards B. They'll play the retake A, and that's what LEV has their eyes set on. They are behind Aspas on these attacks, so wherever we see him going, they'll follow just behind the wall. That's not going to be damaged, bit and chipped out.
Looks scary.
That looks like it was going to be one and done, or somebody done, rather.
But that was calm on the other end there, and again, just holding it close. He knew that last time there was a late push with an operator from Oxy, but this time around, C9 are playing a full rifle round with that Odin in the hands of Moose.
Full B. I don't think we've seen Leviathan do a death ball into sight here. It looks like they're going to draw out the time of the round. See if somebody will peek, kill the peeker, and then take the hit. As King set up with Noya. They're not even going to run the time down that much. They're just going to hit.
Oh, but everything missed. There's that wall to come out towards the lane, but it's funneled into all that microwave set up by Moose. It comes up, keeps him at bay. Moose falls down at the same time, though, but Leviathan have contested and taken over this B site. Aussie almost got some wallbang kills there. Tex now pushing up on the other end at the staircase, so 1-for-1.
3v3 now.
Spike planted.
As it gets planted, the reposition by Leviathan. Calm stays towards the B main. Oxy with the dash, but cannot use it. So for C9, they're breaking the wall. Calm now finally gets spotted. Copper's moving out. Oxy running on the other end. Gets that pick. Bladestorm now available. Crouching in. Gets the kill there onto King. As it's Mazzino alone. Zeppa gets the pick. And we continue to go back and forth in this game on the third map.
These rounds are chaos. Oxy with the peaks almost, I don't think he wanted to get on that wall after he saw it was on the other side, but still goes for the peak. And just being on the other side of the wall, he delayed 3 members of LEV wanting to get into sight. They're all like, wait, he's gonna come over again. He's gonna come over again. Gets the peak on main with the cloud burst to enter, and Zeppa has had some incredible personal rounds there. Brings up 2 on his own to enter the site, even though he had the backup. C9 back on game point. LEV continues to strike from the defensive side with fierceness. Can they do it again? It's going to be a push here. Aspas, A main control doesn't come right away, and they go right back to tree control. Cloud9 is going to run the same strat from LEV's book just last round.
No Odin here for Calm. And the knife comes out. They're trying to clear it out here towards the B main. It didn't get the ping there onto Mazzino, forced the fall back. Calm does get the pick onto Rooney though. Holding his spot towards the lane. Aspas flew to rescue to help out as well. 1 for 1. Moose is alone trying to get some lucky kills with the sprays. But this is looking like a done deal. Aspas hunting it down, continuing the OTs.
Well, let's go. We don't have to worry about anybody hitting the draw button on this one. We're keeping this one rolling. 31 rounds to come in after this one. The buyback comes through. Nobody's really flexed the operator except for Oxy on one round, and it does not feel like it wants to be the play anymore. They know the site's going to get hit, and they want retake ability, so ops seem to be out of the question right now. 15 to 15. They're keeping King on 30, but like you said, Aspas is heating up, and that could be very scary for the side of C9. The 4-1 across the board for Leviathan's attack here, as they're just looking for a bit of early util and to prop Aspas up with these orbs.
Yeah, it's been a change of pace this time around too for Leviathan, because they realized that the instant they popped the flash, they weren't getting too much contention outside of A main. So it allows here for Aspas to pick up the orb right away. Pivoting back now towards this B site, maybe trying to control both. King staying behind right now to get the information, waste out the utility out of Cloud9.
They'll take anything right now, Vance. They'll take anything, even if it recharges as a signature. They want to see abilities get used before LEV hits the site.
Oxy's about to walk through towards main. There's that wall up in the execution attempt towards B. Oxy able to fall back.
Boom, Moose is ready.
Falls behind, yeah, nice little wall bang there with the Odin as Vanity gets another pick. 2 coming out towards the lane and a beautiful paranoia for him to fall back. That's a rotating back towards Cat. Zeppa is waiting right there to TP across. There's that trade-off. That's the spike down once again. Hot flash on their hand, just trying to escape. Meanwhile, Aspas has picked up the spike, and he's also the last player standing. 23 left on the clock. 1 kill gets him a showstopper. Zeppa just waiting out in the open. And the story continues.
The story continues. Zeppa locks down another round from that defensive side for him, and LEV will switch it up. We are indeed on to match point. Would you believe it? As we see this play again.
Crack some Red Bulls, chat, because this feels like it's going to be a long day.
30 seconds.
The landing readjust.
Rush A! Fucking rush A, let's go!
They're all ready for the play. They have to be having a very good time on stage right now. 230 bombs now between the side of LEV. Aspas is caught up to King.
And that's the thing. King
and he might
still
surpass
killless
him. Yeah, so
at
that
this point
is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 rounds. And just assists coming through for King. So they're really able to shut him down.
Looks like we're just going to have to do a little bit of a cleanup here. There's a spill on the stage. As of, you know, players are hyped up. Players are hyped up.
Yep.
And he needs, it might be the difference right now. The difference maker if he's able to actually string a couple more kills here for Leviathan to maybe push this and win this. But at this point, him stepping up will allow Leviathan to tie up the game once more. As of course, we definitely see here, we're back in the game. Or being picked up on the attack side as they're also realizing for C9 there's not too much contention out of Leviathan.
Right.
From A main.
Yeah, C9 wants to see a little bit. It looks like LEV is being stingy with their util. That's going to benefit them as their site hit takes hold. And they know they can basically just wall out Cat, keep that safe.
King working his legs, trying to spot towards A main as Zeppa is trying to do the same to get a surprise contact into Switch, but it gets insta-dinked by Aspas and forced to fall back.
It's so hard to sell a fake this many OTs in. A site's the hit.
And it's traded out. Once again, King denied now, anchoring towards the A site. Zeppa still low on HP. Trying to figure out who they could give the spike to for a plant. He's gonna plant it for A main. Beautiful owl drone actually spots a couple of players up towards the A heaven, as Leviathan actually has all 4 players and no lurks. There's grenades being thrown. There's the ADS from a few. And there's the first to fall. That's Oxy on top of Generator. Shot darts coming out, misses as it's trying to get towards the door. A tap on the spike, the spray through the smoke. Continuing through, but players of C9 still fall down. Zeppa alone, and Zeppa falls with the rest.
That looked like it was the right play from C9. Smokes are down on the side of the Viatan, playing 2 inside sight, 2 outside sight. Because you're not going to get smoked off, you create that other crossfire. But the shots for LEV on the retakes are hitting. Great start off too, playing tricky spots on the wall, covering each other. And even with King going down there, they still get the round and convert the 4v5 in favor of Leviathan. 16-16, round 34 on the board.
It seems like C9 wants to try to fight back towards me. There's a lot of pings to maybe to up the tempo for Leviathan, but C9's potentially looking to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Walking up the contact. There's Vanity getting ready to swing out, punished. And there's a 2-for-1 in favor of Leviathan. Will this get clear in the corner? The Boombot will not. As they run across, they try to clear it out. He can play this off angle. He gets one. The second satchel saves him, but he still gets King. Aspas inside the site, forced to reload, stuck out towards the dice. A 2 versus 2. Moose has already rotated across with Rooney though. As the owl drones out for info, knows exactly where the 2 players are. The first one planted, the second one towards main. Showstopper now out after the plant. Will force them to fall back. And they have to wait it out. Now that it's finally shot, but look at that positioning now from Calm. The wall up, he repositions now towards the tree, but the turret, he avoided it. And he heard the footsteps. Aspas will get the kill. It's up to Rooney alone. For the first time here, we might see an attacker side win. A tap on the spike first. There's that first shot, and the second one, Rooney! The Red Bull clutch! It will give another defensive round for Cloud9 and series point one more time.
Never give up.
He's not missing a beat. The crispest shots we've seen, we can give him a little bit on that last one to control the recoil. But the A heaven shots he's brought in, some of the clutches Rooney's been hitting, has not missed a beat, and it's exactly what C9 needed.
That right there from Zeppa was also everything. Yes, although he did get the kill onto Aspas, to still flick back to at least get one more to give a chance for Rooney. That could have been a 3 versus 1. It will give another defensive round for Cloud9.
You said we might see our first attack around. That's how you sound. Yeah. Sounds good. All right, the 4-1. A good detect here coming from Aspas's Boombot right out of B main. They know that's the lurk, and it's going to be hit on A.
Super quick right now. C9 already inside the site, and it's open. Leviathan is looking to play the retake, but they haven't crossed inside yet because everything was slowed by Texas slow orbs at that Sage. Double swing in. Oxy with the first blood. Rooney with the plant. Leviathan does not want to give a chance for C9 to set up, as they're already throwing utility. 2 up towards the heaven. Oh, a nice shot by Oxy, all done by Rooney's util. Tex answers right back through the door, a 1-for-1, but the advantage still for C9 on this pulse plant. Calm trying to drop down, trying to get the wall bang, finally takes down Zeppa. King dropping inside the site right now, no smoke to cover him.
Molly off.
There's that Molly, he gets it at halfway at least. King and Calm against Moose and Vanity. Vanity at low HP. Moose trying to fight long range. Smoke now dissipates. The backstab, but the trade. Calm now to 1v1. The pit comes out, and he's dying now too. The volley, but Moose wins that 1v1, and Cloud9 closes the series.